Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Wayfarers is live. Many of you have seen the VODs during the Neuro Subathon overnight. That's the history of the Wayfarers, and we've timed it out. It's exactly 2 weeks of Neuro sleep time to watch all the Wayfarers VODs. So if you haven't seen them, just spend 8 hours a day for 2 weeks and you'll be all caught up. And we have a fresh, live Christmas episode for you today. But what happened on the last episode? Maybe you don't know. I will tell you now. These lovely adventurers met with the leaders of the Resistance against the foul Lich and his dominion of the world. They met with the Druids, the Mages, and the Tinkerers, and the team has decided to help the Druids in their land to fight off the evil that afflicts them. What's going to happen this episode? I don't know. Watch this episode of Wayfarers.
Thank you so much, Timothy, for the wonderful intro as always. And first of all, just a happy holidays to everybody. I hope everyone is enjoying the holiday season. It's my favorite time of the year, and I hope it is for you as well. We have a bit of a special episode of Wayfarers today. You could even call it the Christmas special. Everyone else has a Christmas special. Why don't the Wayfarers? Well, that's going to change here and now. But welcome, everybody. It's fantastic to see you all again. Call, Ash, Mr. Pig, I hope you're all doing great. It has been, as always, too long since our last session, but I'm happy that the subathon gave everybody a chance to catch up. It's insane that it takes 2 weeks. Did you guys know this? 2 weeks of 8 hours a day to watch all of our episodes. So that's just a testament to how long we've been going for, and that makes me pretty happy, to be honest.
Season 1 is nearly 30 episodes, and Season 2 is 15 now, so there's a good bit of content there. And it's been amazing to see how far we've come from the beginning. Apoptosis, he didn't even have red in his hair. It was very weird. He had long black hair. And Jimothy, he wasn't even brought on until episode 2. Neuro did the intro for the first one. And I didn't even have a beak. It just grew on my face at some point. So use the Wayfarers command if you want to catch up and see what happened in the past.
Yeah, and if you've not been watching the subathon, really, where have you been, to be honest? You had all the chance in the world to catch up then. So everybody that's in the chat right now should absolutely be caught up with every moment of the Wayfarers, in my opinion anyways. But fantastic. There is one thing that I do want to plug, and I'm going to plug it at the end of the episode as well. Guys, I am starting a second D&D campaign starting, hopefully, cross your fingers, in January. It will be over on my channel. I'm sure I'll be screaming it from the rooftops when the times come. Joining me in this campaign is going to be Neuro. We have Ash joining us as well. We've got Chicken Man, and we have my cousin Hellscream is also going to be participating. Pig, in his infinitely busy schedule, said, I'm just unable to make this one, but you know we're going to have him on for some guest appearances 100%. Maybe even a special female dwarf character. I don't know. I can't say yay or nay, but I'm going to put that out there, guys. So starting in January, we'll have twice the amount of D&D. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself, and I hope you guys are too.
Let's go.
Hells yeah.
I heard Neuro already picked his character and rolled really high stats. I wish I could roll high.
He rolled insanely high, so you've got some competition, Call, that's for sure.
Right.
But, as always, before we get into it, anybody have any questions? Jimothy did a fantastic job explaining what happened in the previous episode. You all decided to help out the Druids in their plight against Malorous Filth. In his plague bringers in the sort of southeastern end of the continent. It's looking pretty grim, and the wilds need your help, and you guys have decided to answer the call. Any other questions before we get started? And secondary, anything else you want to do in the village, you should do right now, because we're going to be leaving it really soon. Anything? Looking pretty okay. All right, then let's just get started. When we left off, you guys were in the tent with Lord Truehorn. The other two had just left and are making preparations to leave. And Lord Truehorn looks at all of you and sort of with a sudden twist says we must depart, and rather quickly, if we're to beat the snow from coming down. It should start snowing, and it will get rather difficult to travel in it if we don't leave soon. So gather your things, gather your belongings, and anything you might need, because once we leave Hope's End, we're not going to be coming back for a while. And with that, he will set off out of the tent and head over to the druids to presumably make their preparations and leave. And as you guys exit the tent as well, you can see indeed that the first light trickle of snow begins to fall, and there's a chill in the air that wasn't there when you entered the first time. So I'll leave it to you guys. Anything you want to do, any goodbyes you want to make, anything you need to grab, you let me know now.
Is Ribbons going with us?
What did you guys decide for Ribbons?
And he's got to come.
Okay. I believe, yes, you guys decided that he was to accompany you. He had no issues with it. The general of the camp didn't have any problems with it, and I believe you sent him off on his way to gather his things. He wasn't included in the tent discussion, as he's not quite a wayfarer. He's just kind of an add-on to your guys' party. And as you exit the tent, you see him with a pack and some things kind of strapped to the back of it. And he's got his best walking stick and some traveling clothes on, in addition to the sort of almost tourniquet ribbons that are coming off of his arms, as he always does. And he says, "I'm ready to leave whenever you all are."
Master Ribbons, it's excellent that you'll be joining us on this most dangerous of adventures. There will surely be violence and bloodshed, and we will need your help.
I am pleased that I can serve you three for a longer time.
Excellent. Good move, Ribbons. I'll do a high five.
Yes, he just kind of hugs your hand with his hand. He doesn't fully understand how that works yet.
Every time.
It's a Kenku custom, that's okay.
Very good. Okay.
I just want to grab a few extra, I don't know, just like rags or whatnot, that's whatever's laying around, and kind of shove them down the front of my bodice, because if we're going to go someplace cold, I don't want the high beams to be on.
Whatever you need. All yours.
I don't want to look like I'm smuggling raisins away from Hope's End.
It's the Christmas episode. It's the Christmas special.
People put raisins in fruitcake.
That's true. All right, you do that. Fantastic.
We do need to bring extra cloaks since we lost your one, right? So we'll need some
That's
coat hangers
true.
to hang them on either way. So maybe
Just
don't bother
two,
with
though.
that.
Just two coat hangers.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Well,
need.
I'm only going to carry theirs, and then mine, well, I don't need one, so we'll only need the two.
That's true. Just two. It sounds like you three are ready to go. Any last things? We're leaving right now, otherwise. Okay, fantastic. You all make whatever preparations you need to. You get your various belongings out of the tavern where you've been staying. Your rations are refilled. Though you should not have any issue with food so long as you're traveling with the druids. And you see that the town itself is in quite a bit of a hurry as well. All of the camps are breaking down and leaving. The druids are, however, the first to leave. You can see the other two sort of loading up into caravans. And the druids, when they depart, they just start walking. Everybody is just walking down the road. And presumably, you're just going to follow them. So you all set off on your way down the road. The druids don't have any machinery. They don't have any vehicles. There's a menagerie, like I said, of animals that travel with them. But you get this sense that the animals that do join them just join them out of their own will. They're not forced to come. They're not forced to stay. Any animal can come and go as it wants to. But for the most part, the animals like to hang out with the druids. So you all begin your travel down the roads, this long sort of line of animals and the druids, various different races. You can see the minotaur that you encountered earlier on is carrying quite a lot on his back and has a couple of crates in his hands. People are essentially just carrying whatever it is that they can without overburdening themselves. Some of the animals are also carrying stuff. Some of them are not. It seems it's just purely by their volition if they want to help out or if they don't want to help out. The first day of travel, however, goes relatively pleasantly. It is quite cold now, and that snow that's been trickling down, just a very, very light sort of amount. Nothing too difficult to travel in, at least not yet. But it's rather almost pleasant in a way. There's some color, even if it's just white. It's kind of nice that the trees have a little bit more of I don't know, I guess esteem to them, having a little bit of snow powder collecting on the limbs and the branches. Maybe helps take away from the fact that everything looks dead and gnarled and sort of made of just ash and darkness. So you have a little bit of niceties there. But yes, the first day of travel goes relatively easily for you guys. You're all very accustomed to traveling. You walked your way all the way from Lakewood to Tolkarabad the first time. So you guys are no strangers to traveling by foot. You gauge that it'll probably take you a week and a half or so in order to travel all the way to the wilds at the pace that you're traveling. It would take you probably shorter amount of time if you were to go on your own. But because you're traveling with such a large amount of people, it's just kind of naturally going to be a bit slower. It doesn't look like there's any sort of position to anything. There's nobody that's necessarily leading the front and the back. It does look like there are more civilian types and then maybe more armored individuals who might be more proficient in defending the caravan if something were to happen. Though they focus their energy typically on more healing focused and nature magic, they're not afraid to fight, or at least a few of them are proficient in combat. But they have you three, so there's really nothing that they need to worry about. But on the third day of travel, something happens. You're all walking along, and roll me a perception check.
Let's go, Mendex.
I'm out. Nice knowing you.
I rolled a 1 plus a 5 is a 6.
Wow, all right.
3. Plus whatever my perception modifier is.
Good lord. Mendax, what did you roll?
I rolled my absolute most common roll for perception, which is a 4.
Okay.
Plus 1, I think. Do I even get a plus 1? I do. A solid 5. Hello, Johnny Bench.
Plus 2 for me. Me and you are both apparently blind.
I could see slightly better with a 6.
That's true, you can. Luckily for you guys, I'm not looking for it to beat any number. I was just looking to see who rolled the highest. So, Call, you are the first one to notice that off to the side of the road, there's a pathway that you guys have essentially been following. It's not like a well-built road by any means, but it's relatively clear as you guys are traveling through the woods. You see that off to the side is a gnome. And next to the gnome are various elk that are kind of just grazing in the grass. And he looks a bit worried. He's a bit, not frightened, but he's anxious. He keeps muttering to himself and looking around. It almost looks like he needs help. What do you guys do?
Well, I'll go over there. Excuse me, Master Gnome. What are you up to over here?
And you kind of frighten him at first. And he goes, "Ooh, oh, I didn't see you there. Oh, nothing. I'm just waiting for the elk to come back."
Where did they go?
"Oh, well, I'm sure they'll be back soon." And he kind of is tapping his fingers together. He looks really worried. And he goes, "Oh, who am I kidding? I don't know if they're gonna be back. It's my fault. You see, 3 of the elk have run off into the forest. Oh, I told them not to go, but they like to strike out on their own and travel around as they see fit." And you can see that there are 5 elk that are around him. And he said, "I don't know what I'm going to do if the caravan passes them by. I don't know if they'll be able to find their way back. They like to run off every now and again, but usually we're so close to home I don't think of it. I don't know what to do. What should I do?"
Well, this caravan is going pretty slowly. We could help you and then catch up with them.
And he kind of looks a little, almost a little relieved, just a bit. And he says, "You think that you could find them, but well, I don't want to bother you with something so menial. You're the heroes and everything. You're the chosen ones or whatever. You think it wouldn't be a bother to find them?"
Well, we just follow the hoof prints in the snow, right?
Yes, I suppose that would make sense.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of brush himself off and brush some of the snow off of him. And he'll hold out his hand, and he says, "My name is Mr. Kringler. The 3 elk that are missing, they ran away maybe just a few hours ago. But you're looking for Dasher and Blitzen and Comet. I don't know what I would do if they were lost. Oh, please, you must find them."
We will do our best. We'll follow the hoof prints and take a swift pace.
Fantastic. He's, oh, that's so good to hear. I'll wait here and make sure that the other 5 don't run off. They're more well-behaved than those 3.
Fair enough.
And he'll point, and he says, "They went that way." And easily enough, you can see, exactly like Call said, there are hoof prints in the snow leading off into the forest.
I'm going.
Oh, right. This sounds like a fun trip. What's an elk again? Which one is that?
It's like if a deer and like a reindeer and a moose had a baby. So it's ginormous, like a ginormous deer, but it doesn't have like moose antlers. It has like regular antlers.
But they're big.
But they're
big.
huge.
They are huge.
But
Ooh.
you wouldn't know it by hearing them because they kind of sound like like that.
So high-pitched, it clips your microphone, so it doesn't actually happen.
Can't do it now. You have to do it loudly. Like it's just like a very high-pitched whistle scream thing.
That I will not be doing during this session, mind you.
But how will we know if we find the elk if we don't hit? How will we know?
You're just gonna have to use your powers of perception.
I really feel that the viewers
I don't think I need
deserve
to. I don't
the
think they do.
immersion
I don't think they do.
of the DM doing an elk call.
We could roll a persuasion
think so.
check to tell the elk to go home.
I don't think they do. I don't think they need it.
By the way, keep in mind that the seasons have been messed with, as has nature itself. And as such, surely an evil Lich King would make it the rut literally year-round, and so we might have to deal with some exceptionally violent and randy elk.
Oh, God.
Lore Master, Dungeon Master?
No, I don't. No, you know, funny you mentioned that. He
Is
did
the
think
elk's
of it.
name Richard? Is
No.
Comet's like last name Dixon?
No. No, it's not. It's not. It's
Oh,
the Christmas
yeah.
episode.
There's nothing more that smells of the Christmas spirit than pounding your meat twice daily.
Well.
That episode haunts me still.
Oh, yeah!
It was like 25 episodes ago, and I can't rid myself
good.
of it. All right. You 3 wander off into the forest, following the easily identifiable elk tracks that are in the snow. And sure enough, you see 3 distinct sets of them. They all start to travel together. Give me a... Give me a survival check.
Survival.
Wizards aren't known for being good at survival. The only thing I'm
Yeah.
worse at is athletics.
10 plus 2 is 12.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. I only have a +1 for survival. Shit.
15 for
13.
me, total.
14 total.
Okay. You all manage relatively well in the forest, even though now the ground is obscured with snow. Sometimes you do trip over some of the gnarled branches and roots that almost seem to reach up out of there and kind of grab your foot. But for the most part, you guys are able to travel with relative speed. You're not slowed down too much. Fairly shortly, maybe only about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes into your travel of just following the winding trees, you see the elk are relatively sticking together. Sometimes they veer off and come back with the pack. You see a very clear divergence where one of the elk have gone off to the right and the other two have stayed to the left. And using our perception check from earlier, Call, you hear off in the distance to the right the sort of worried cries of a high-pitched animal.
Oh no. It sounds like there's a very worried and high-pitched animal over there. I should probably investigate.
And off you three go to investigate. And sure enough, after only maybe another couple minutes or so, the sort of cries, you can tell that it's an animal that's struggling, and it feels almost like it's in danger, right? You can kind of tell the difference, even though you're not elk experts by any means. You sense that whatever is making that noise is in danger. And sure enough, soon you come upon a clearing in the forest, and a pool of black tar, maybe 15 feet in diameter, is just sort of taking up this massive clearing. Some of the snow that's trickling down is starting to obscure some of it, but most of it, where the snow touches the sticky black tar, it fades away and it melts pretty quickly. You see in there are some different bones of creatures. There are some different just sort of random objects and debris that are sort of protruding as well. And towards the middle, you see a massive elk that's sunk about halfway deep into the tar, and it's kicking and it's struggling in the tar, but it looks like it's stuck and it can't get any purchase in order to free itself. And you can see that as it struggles, it's slowly sort of getting sucked deeper and deeper into the pool, and it looks freaked out and it looks like it's worried. What would you like to do?
I would like to get my rope.
Okay.
50 feet of rope.
Get your rope.
Is that enough to lasso it?
Yeah. Do you know how to make a lasso?
No.
Okay, I mean, you could roll a check to see if you can figure it out. We'll call that just a straight up intelligence check.
Smart bird. I have a +2. Oh no, that's saving throws. I have a +2 to my intelligence checks.
Okay.
15 + 2 is 17.
You seem to recall that in your early childhood you took some random Kenku Scouts lesson on how to tie a few different knots, and one of them, for whatever reason, was how to tie a lasso. And you tap back into that knowledge, and you are able to successfully create a lasso out of some rope.
My grandfather was a Kenku cowboy.
Oh, okay. Adding to the lore of Call.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
A lot of people don't know that
enough.
about Call.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, you have a lasso. What are you going to do with it?
Well, is the elk's like upper body out of the tar, or is it all in the tar?
The upper body is up out of the tar. Its head is up out. The antlers are sort of, they're not quite stuck in, but you can see it thrashing about and it's scared.
Well, I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you think if I went into my rage swimming form, it would help me in the tar?
It's only one way to find out.
Well, I think I would like to try that. Why not?
Sure.
Okay, once per day, I can either jump better, climb, or I can swim. I'm going to choose swim for today, and maybe we could pull this thing out.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Do you tell us what you're about to do?
Yes. Oh, Mendex, Nigel, I have a crazy, stupid plan. Do you want to hear it?
More than anything.
All right. My grandfather was a Kenku cowboy, and he would have wanted to save this hecking elk from the tar pit. I have an idea. Part of my bestial rage demon form is that I can, once per day, swim better than usual. So I was thinking I could maybe jump down next to it, trying to fasten this lasso onto it, and then we could all try to pull it down to the tar. Are you down to help me?
100% down to help save the elk. Can we not, like, throw the lasso around it, though?
We could try. If its horns are sturdy enough, we could just pull it down. But if not, then I can jump in and try to help it.
100% you could lasso it out by its horns.
Well, I'll try that first then.
And then if not, then definitely. Tar swim it is.
Okay. Well, I'll rage anyway, just so I have some extra strength.
Sure.
I've entered the rage.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Roll a
cowboy
dexterity
thoughts.
save.
Okay.
Or dexterity check, I suppose.
I was going to say, oh shit, what happened?
18 plus 3 is 21.
Okay.
And I'll try to lasso around its horns.
Okay.
Or antlers, whatever they are.
Yes, you let the lasso fly, and inexplicably, even though you have 0 experience doing anything like this, you are able to lasso around the antler's horns.
We've got you, buddy. We're gonna get you out there.
You can see it's still a bit frightened and scared. It doesn't really understand what's happening, and it pulls against the rope, and it is extremely strong. Make a strength check.
Menax, Nigel, can you grab on the rope and help? Make me a strength
I
check.
jump onto the end of the rope behind him and start pulling as well.
Strength check's gonna happen first.
Okay, I've got 19 plus
Okay.
3, and I have advantage because I'm raging.
Yep.
Okay, that's worse. So 19 plus 3, 22.
Alrighty. Alright, yeah, you're able to resist the pull of the elk as it starts to try to pull you towards. You sort of slip on the ground. You're not able to gain as much traction as it's a bit snowy, but you're able to steady yourself. Mendax and Nigel kind of latch onto the rope, and now you guys have hold of it. What's the plan, team?
We should heave together. On my call, 1, 2, 3, heave!
Give me another strength check with assist. So that's going to be with a +2.
Natural 20, plus 2 is 24. I can't roll higher than that.
Wow. That is true. You absolutely cannot roll higher than that. You start to pull, and the 3 of you with tremendous strength, particularly Call, but definitely the other 2 are helping too, for sure. Begin to heave as hard as they can, and you feel that you're gaining a little bit of ground, and that you're actually pulling the elk out of the tar and the muck a little bit. As you do that, however, the elk, sort of the way that it's being pulled, it's like sliding almost along its side, and now it's kind of got its head, its antlers stuck into the tar, and you're now trying to pull not only the elk, but you're sort of pulling against the tar as well, as it starts to scoop it up, almost like a shovel. The elk starts to freak out even more, understanding that it is pretty close. It has its mouth and its face pretty close to the tar, and it doesn't like that. And it will try to pull against you again. Roll another strength check, please.
Let's go, Wayfarers. Strong!
You can do it with assist.
18 plus 2 is 22.
Okay.
And 19 plus 2 is 23.
All right, fantastic. You are able to, yeah, you're rolling hot. You're able to resist being pulled into the tar as well. You guys continue to pull. It is scooping up some of that black sticky tar as it moves along. But you guys have it maybe halfway out of the tar so far, but more and more of its body is sort of becoming free from that sticky tar lake, if you will. I think one more strength check might just do it, as most of its body is free of the tar.
Strong bird, thick bird. 3 plus 2 is not the best. 19 plus 2 plus 2 is 23.
Fantastic. That is gonna do it. You three are able to pull free the elk from the tar. As it starts to get close to the edge, it starts to put its hooves up onto the ground and help pull itself out, as well as the tar seems to cling to it, almost like a piece of bubblegum on a hot summer day, sticking to your shoe. You can see as the elk starts to get free and is almost clear, the tar, the lake of it, if you will, is starting to bubble, and it's almost boiling in a way, as if it's reacting to the efforts that you three are putting in. And with the final pull on the rope, you guys are able to free the elk, who is a little scared, a little bit freaked out, but for the most part unharmed. You see that the lower half of its body is covered with this black sticky tar that it was in. But now the lake itself, the tar puddle, begins to almost boil over. You can see it moving around, and it actually forms itself slowly into like a humanoid, almost elemental type creature. And it flings out one of its tendrils that you call. Give me a dexterity save.
Whoop! 15 plus 3 is 18.
Okay, you are able to dodge out of the way in time to avoid its attack, but the puddle, the lake itself, has formed up together to form what Nigel would know as what's called a black pudding, a black slime, an ooze monster that typically traps its unfortunate victims and slowly dissolves them and eats away at them. But sometimes they'll form up into a creature and take on a more direct approach to try to catch its prey. Go ahead and roll some initiative.
Let's go, Wayfarers.
Black pudding.
Black
Gelatinous
pudding.
cubes. We have very bad luck with desserts.
4 plus 3 is 7.
Let's just say
Okay.
if you eat this one for dessert, you're definitely going to have a very bad date with the bathroom the next day.
15 plus 3 is 18.
Okay,
9 plus 2, 11.
and then Call, what did you get?
7.
7. All right, let me just get these orders down here. Alrighty, Mendax, you are the first to respond to what's going on. The elk darts behind a tree and sort of out of the way of the battle, sensing that there's more danger happening again. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, it is kind of oily, so I feel like fire might be a good option. Otherwise, but on the other hand, I could just make a flaming black pudding.
You might.
Fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna activate. I haven't used it yet. I've got it together now. Activate my golden fire rapier.
Okay.
And attempt to stab it.
Whoa.
Let's see it. I believe that damages you as well, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
take half the damage, but then I'm resistant, so I only take a quarter.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see your attack. Let's see your damage.
Okay. My attack is a 2 plus 6, 7. Damn it. So.
Oh, your roll to hit was a 7?
Yes. So I don't even think I'm going to hit it.
Very unfortunate. Your attack somehow, as you move forward, the ground itself is still a bit sticky from the residue of the puddle, and you lose your footing in this epic sort of. You're bringing down this fiery weapon to do some damage, and you lose your footing a little bit and stumble just slightly, as you realize it's like walking on a field of gum almost. You still deal damage to yourself from that fire, if I'm not, because it's just on activation.
It says an activate to deal an additional 2d6 damage.
Okay, so you wouldn't quite have activated the fire then until you deal damage.
Right.
So we can just cut that part out. No flaming sword. We're all good.
Just a
Not
flaming
quite as
embarrassment.
embarrassing as the Dothraki charge into the zombie horde. Not quite.
Not quite. Yeah, no. Good
God.
lord.
So stupid. That's not how they use
Let's all charge out into the darkness where we can't see anything.
We have burning swords. It'll definitely work.
Burning swords. This is gonna do
Seems like a
fine.
good idea.
Oh no, we're all dead. Oh god. Alright, it is now the Black Pudding's turn. It sees a victim has willingly chose itself to be consumed. Mendax has so eagerly stepped forward, and it reaches out to attack you. What is your AC, Mendax?
I am 15.
15. It kind of draws one of its like slime appendages back and tries to smash you basically, and it will hit.
But
It
I also
will-
dodge.
Okay, what is that?
Uncanny dodge. I get half the damage.
Half the damage. Alrighty, sounds good. Let me go ahead and get that damage for you. It is going to be a total of 22 damage. So half of that, you're taking 11. As you're able to, even in the sticky snow, dodge out of the way just in the nick of time to avoid the majority of the attack. It is on to you, Nigel.
How far from it am I?
You guys were on the edge of it. I said it was about 15 feet in diameter, so you're maybe 10 feet away.
All right. I am gonna pull out a trusty stone with a wicked point in it. It's
Okay.
about 3.5 pounds, I'd say. And I'm gonna point my wand at it and catapult that bad boy right into the center of mass.
Nice. Give me some
so
damage.
this one is a
Or-
Dex saving throw of 14. And
14.
I'm hoping a black pudding isn't too good at being dexterous.
It is not. It actually has a -1 to its dexterity. So, it does not dodge out of the way at all.
That was level 1 catapult, by the way. So
Okay.
Not a super high level. 3d8 damage.
Yep.
That's going to be 2, 5, and 7. So what is that? 14 damage.
14 sounds good. Do some math. Fantastic. Yeah, the stone smashes into the black pudding, and looks like some ripples kind of happen from it, but it looks like it absorbs the attack. You know, the stone kind of stops with a like a thwack, almost as if you were to hit like cornstarch in water, and it slowly kind of just gets absorbed into the pudding.
I also run
go
back
ahead.
about 15 feet as well. Sorry.
Sure. So you sort of duck behind some of the trees that the elk is behind. Sounds
Heck
great.
yes.
Call, what are we doing?
Feeling very smart that I didn't swim in that.
That's a wise choice, friend.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm already in a rage. Let's, chop at him.
Okay.
I think I'll go for a... I would like to taste him as well, so I'll go for a bite-sized scythe this time.
Sure.
Alright. Rolling to hit.
Do your bite first.
Okay. Roll a 10. Plus 6. So it's a
You hit him.
16.
Yep.
Nice.
You're able to hit. No problem there.
Should I do the damage of that or the other hits too?
Yep. No. Give me the damage of that.
Alright. 1d8 plus 3, so d8. 2 plus 3 is 5.
All right. Sounds good. Yep. You bite into it, and surprisingly, it doesn't taste too bad. It tastes a little bit of hint of oil and cinnamon.
Excellent. What a tasty
Tasted
pudding.
worse.
That's true. Alright, now I'll scythe it.
Yes, I scythe it.
Alright, 17 plus 6.
Okay, that's going to be a hit.
And I'll roll the other to hit.
Yep.
10 plus 6.
10 plus 6. That's going to be a hit as well.
Excellent.
Go ahead and give me some damage.
Let's get the D12. D12 plus 6, so that's 17 for the first hit,
Okay.
and 16 for the second hit.
Wow. Pretty good. Give me a second here. Fantastic. You send, ripples through the black pudding, and it sort of steam sort of hisses and evaporates where you hit it. And you hit it with your scythe, that's right? You're using your scythe for that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the black pudding, where you tear into it with your scythe, it stays separate, and you can almost see it starting to peel back as it begins to separate itself where you've hit it, and it peels into 2 blobs that are now smaller than it was before, however separate as it begins to accumulate itself, and now you have 2 blobs.
So we have 2 opponents of half size.
Correct.
Well,
And it sort of regains itself, and now it just looks like 2 sort of lesser versions of the original one that you were fighting.
oh.
Fantastic. Anything else you'd like to do, Call?
I would like to think about whether or not that was good of me to chop it in half or not.
Well, there's 2 of them, but they are smaller.
I could
Like
maybe
in a
make them
column
small and
A.
then eat them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Mendax, your turn.
Okay. Still got my rapier,
Okay.
which I'm dying to use.
Hmm. I'm so sorry. I forgot to do one thing. Call, as you hit it, you are sort of shocked by the freezing touch of the pudding itself, and you take 3 cold damage. So sorry, go ahead after that.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, so I still have my rapier, and I didn't technically activate it, so I still want to try to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to have my sneaky prick out as well in my other hand.
Okay.
So I'd like to attack with my flaming rapier to the one that is closest to me. Is it technically a sneak attack then, since it's engaged in combat with Carl?
Yep. So long as you have a friend. Well, let's see. Your sneak attack. I think. Hold on. Let me look at one thing super fast. Your sneak attack.
If enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, that enemy isn't incapacitated, and I don't have disadvantage.
Okay. Yes, you are good. I don't remember. I couldn't remember if having an ally to the enemy was near it negated it, but it does not by the look of it. Yes, sneak attack away.
Okay. So, roll for the sword first, sneaky prick after.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, I got a 16 plus 6, 22 for the first one.
Okay. That is gonna hit.
And then for the sneaky prick, I got a 6 plus 6 is a 12.
That is just barely gonna hit. So you're good. Both hit. Give me some damages.
Okay. Good and fire rapier. 1d8 plus 3 plus 2d6. And I'd get the sneak attack on that one as well, right? So then that one would be plus 4d6.
Yep, so you're getting your
for
sneak
6.
attack on one of them. Yeah.
Okay, so 1d8 plus 3 plus 6d6.
Yep. Sounds about right to me. Because you're activating your once a day fire thing.
Correct.
Okay. Sounds perfect.
Okay, so 7 plus 3 is 10.
Okay.
The d8.
Okay.
Now for d6 for 1 is 4, 14. Plus 2, that's 16. I can count. I'm math.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 1 is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 6, 21. Plus 5 is 26.
Okay, sounds good. So 26, and that's everything added up together, yeah?
That's all of the golden fire rapier. That's nothing for sneaky prick yet.
Gotcha. All right, give me this sneaky prick.
Okay, the sneaky prick is 1d4 plus 3, but it does bonus sneak attack damage.
Yeah, so if you're sneak attacking with it, then you're...
Oh, okay, but I hit the other one first, so that's what I got it.
Well, yeah. It's okay, though. Don't worry. You can add it to this one. So long as you're sneak attacking in the attack, you'll get the bonus that you get for it, so...
Okay, so then I would get the 2d6 on this one as well?
Not from the sneak attack, but whatever bonus... I think there's something that says if you're sneak attacking with it, then you get extra damage, right? Is that what we said?
The proficiency with attack... Oh, add my proficiency bonus to the attack roll.
Okay, sure. Sounds good. So yeah, just d4 plus 3 then, I think, is the damage on this one.
Yeah, d4 plus 3 plus 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
1d4 plus 6. And it's a 2 plus 6, which is an 8.
Alrighty.
So, in total, 30.
Bam. Sounds good, and I'm just gonna do that to the one that you were attacking previously. Yeah, you plunge this this rapier deep into the ooze, and you activate that sort of flame gem that you've just now recently embedded into it. You feel a shock of damage as you take... I don't know if that we separated it out. We'll just say you take 8 damage, so it would be like 2, I think.
Okay.
You'll take 2 damage from that as the fire sort of shoots back up your arm and does wound you, but obviously wounds them way more. Yeah, and it starts to bubble with rage and sort of dissipate as steam and these like sort of tar bubbles begin to burst on it. You also, for hitting it, take 2 frost damage as your skin sort of becomes almost infected with some cold.
I have resistance to cold damage.
Yep, so you'll take 1 then. Look at me with all the resistances to everything.
I'm so special.
I'm so special. I'm so cool. And then as a follow-up, you stab the sneaky prick into the slime as well, and it looks like it's on its last legs as it's more drooping and dripping on the ground than it is a full sort of mass of tar. But it is not out of the fight yet, and it is now their turn. Oh, unless you have something.
Am I allowed to dash back or disengage?
You are.
Yes, I would like to
Absolutely.
do that for my bonus action.
So you can disengage and move, because you've not moved, if you want to
Okay.
do that as well.
Yes, I would like to do both of those things. I just want to
Fantastic.
just get back far enough that I don't think it's...
You want Call to get hit. I
Slappy
understand. It's
tendril.
okay. I understand.
He's a big, strong...
He is a
biggest
big bird. He is a big, strong bird. It's all G. That's how
I've
rogues
already
work,
been-
you know?
I've already been pimp slapped by this fucking oil slick once. I don't want it again. I'm backhanded finding an elk.
That's true. So yeah, the escape seems to work as both of the tar black puddings turn their attention to you, Call. And they are going to try and hit you. They are going to... you're still raging, so you have resistance to bludgeoning, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I hit you first off. They're both going to try and slap at you with their tendrils. One of them hits, one of them does not. The one that's a bit weakened looks like its attack kind of sputters out halfway through as it's not able to amass enough of the tar to hit you. But the other one that's been quote-unquote untouched is able to strike against you, and it is going to deal... So that would be 10, but your resistance, so 5 plus 5 plus 24, so 29 damage, as that is cold damage, and I don't believe you have resistance to cold damage.
I do not.
Okay, so it slaps at you, and the initial brunt of the attack, you just kind of shrug off, but then this overwhelming chill that creates frost and starts to blacken your skin and almost shatter some of your feathers where it hits you from the cold. it deals a substantial amount of damage to you.
Well, that's cold.
So 29 damage total to you, Call.
Ow.
And with that, Nigel, it's your turn.
Hot diddly damn.
Hot doggity.
Some would say it's Morbin time. I would say it's Born and Bolton time? Fire Bolton time? Wait, actually, I think I have... Oh, no, poison spray's not going to work on a pudding. I doubt.
Nigel, hold on a second. We've forgotten maybe the most important member of the party. Ribbons has not gone yet.
oh, Ribbons came? I mean, it is like
he's
Ribbons
with you.
to just stand in the background scratching his chin.
If you don't want him to come, he doesn't have to. But
we definitely want Ribbons to be there. I mean, Goop's healing for 3 hit points helps, but it's not exactly meaningful on Carl's hit point pool.
Fair enough. Sorry. I will just go with him real fast. And he is going to... he's just going to heal Call.
Let's go, Ribbons.
He is going to... cast a... How much health do you have, Call?
44 of 76.
44 of 76. Okay, he is going to just do a basic heal on you for now. And he is going to heal you for 9. So he kind of shuffles up to you, and he brushes his hand over your feathers, and this sort of almost weird, sickly burning sensation appears for a moment. And but you feel not as in pain when it's finished. You don't necessarily feel good, but you're not like in a lot of pain.
I don't know how I feel about this, but thanks, Ribbons.
And then he just kind of stands there. Okay, fantastic. Nigel, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's all good. So we've got... Are both the slimes in front of Carl?
Yes, they're both attacking him.
All right. I am gonna... There's one that's looking all sad and droopy and one that looks normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna move around to get a shot on the sad, droopy one, and I am gonna just blast it with a good old classic firebolt.
Classic firebolt. Love it. Let's hit it.
All right. I've rolled a 15, and that should be a hit since I have a hit of +6. So
yep,
15 plus 6,
absolutely.
21.
That hits. That hits for sure, my
Awesome.
friend.
2d10 damage. I always get my D8 and D10 confused. There we go. 6 and 7. 13 damage.
Fantastic. You fire off this firebolt, which turns some of the snowflakes around you into steam as it passes through the air. You can hear almost a little sizzle as it fires through the air and smashes direct center of the black pudding, which seems to catch it on fire almost in a way and sort of make it disappear and sort of float up and the mass of it sort of goops into the ground and sort of dissipates into the ground itself. The debris that was caught into it sort of clattering on the ground, as it is most assuredly dead.
Take that, pudding beast.
I like my dessert toasted.
Fantastic. That was a great turn. Anything else you'd like to do, Nigel?
Once again, just get behind a tree, you know?
Okay.
The manly thing to do. Warrior like, brave, unafraid.
I like it.
Looks like that creme brulee is a little bit overdone.
Carl, it is your turn, my friend. There's one black pudding standing in front of you. What would you like to do?
Make 2 baby black puddings by chopping at it.
Okay, go for it.
I'll do a bite first, though. Bite, scythe. Rolling to bite. 9 plus 6 is 15.
That is going to hit, my friend.
All right. The bite roll is a D8. Getting warmed up, getting into it.
Yep. It's been a minute since we played.
Which one is the D8? Is this one? 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus I heal myself for 4.
Okay, so 6. Fantastic.
Does it taste good still?
Yeah. Yeah, it still tastes a little bit like oil and cinnamon. Doesn't taste good, but it tastes better than other things you've eaten.
7 plus 6 for the next hit with the scythe.
That is going to hit.
And then the other swing, 19 plus 6.
That is going to hit as well.
Right.
Do some damage.
D12 plus 3. Oh, sorry, plus 6 already. 17 for the first hit,
Okay.
and 19 for the next one.
Good lord. Jesus. Yeah, it slices and dices. You carve off giant sections of it, and they splatter onto the ground. I'll let you know it would have split again, but it doesn't have enough hit points to do that, so it can't. So it just is like a tiny little sprite on the ground, pathetic and sort of almost non-existent, but it looks like there is still some amount of meager life left in this. You did hit it, so you are going to take a total of 6 damage from the frost as it sort of, once again, just hitting it hurts you a little bit from just how cold it actually is.
Whoa. Ow.
Mendax, it is your turn. There is a tiny, pathetic, nothing of an ooze that remains on the ground. What would you like to do?
Are there any large rocks around?
The first ooze that died did have some rocks in it. You might be able to find a relatively sizable one.
I would like to see if I could find a sizable one to just drop on top of it.
Sure. Sure. You find something. You find the largest rock that's there. It's maybe a few pounds in weight.
Then I would like to walk over and
Okay.
drop the rock on top of it.
Okay. Give me... It's not even strength. You're not even doing anything. All right. You do that. It does. I'll see what I can do here, guys. Okay, it deals 8 damage. The ooze is still alive. Good job. You just dropped it. You didn't even throw it. It's not an attack. You dropped a
so
thing.
do I still get to an attack then?
No, if you threw it, yes, it would be like a straight. No. It's an action. That's an action. Oh no, that is an action. That is your turn. Would you like to disengage and dash away? You can do that. But as far as attacking, no, that has been dedicated to rock dropping.
Death by a sequence of gentle rock drops.
Okay, to be fair, in my head, I was picturing him like this big.
It has 3 health. It had 3 HP. But I mean, dropping a rock from 4 feet, that's not gonna do 3 damage.
What? It was inch high.
It has an armor class. It's 12 armor. What do you want?
I just wanted it splat under the rock.
It did not. If you threw it, maybe, but you didn't do that. So that sucks for you. That's your turn. And you know what? It gets to go. It's its turn now.
Wait, I said I disengage. That's fine.
That's okay. So
move away.
just gonna deal. It doesn't say its attacks get any weaker, by the way. All right, Call, this tiny spriteling that could have certainly been dispatched by anybody with half a mind to do so, kind of blurbles over to you and taps your foot, which still deals the full amount of damage. Let's go ahead and roll a d20 here. And it hits you. Fantastic. It will deal... It's going to deal 3 bludgeoning plus 20 frost damage.
Toe.
So 23 damage to your big toe, my friend.
Ow!
You know,
Hey.
in retrospect, maybe I would have just stabbed it with the sneaky prick, but You live and you learn, and you lose toes.
Hey, you know, that's okay. Call might be minus 1 toe at the end of all of this, but at least you had some comedic value. It is Riven's turn. Seeing how beaten up you are, Call, he's gonna heal you again. And kind of scratch his head at the actions of some of his companions. He just doesn't fully understand what it is to be a hero, I guess. How much health are you missing, buddy?
A lot. I'm 28 out of 76 now.
Okay.
One more of those attacks and I might be dead.
He's gonna cast a level 3 healing word. And heal you for... Oh, no, sorry, a level 3 cure wounds. Yeah. And he heals you for 18.
Thanks, Ribbons. Now I just need to put my hope that Nigel won't gently drop a rock on it.
Nigel! What would you like to do? It's your turn, my friend.
I pull up the sleeves on my robe, brandishing my large biceps. And I ball up my fists and say, "You want some of this, huh?"
Oh no.
Oh, please tell me. Are you gonna go and punch it? That would just be the best.
Punch it in the face.
Wait. Doesn't Carl go before it anyway?
He does. And Mendax goes too. But who knows how that's gonna work next time around. But it is
100%.
currently...
I'm finishing this off in style for sure. Then. All right.
Go for it. Didn't have any negative repercussions last time. Let's see it. Yeah. What do you do, Nigel?
I run up and punch the slime.
Okay. Make an unarmed melee strike, which is, I think, a straight up D20 plus your... I don't think you're proficient in unarmed.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you get you get your strength bonus, I think, and that's it. So D20 plus 1 is what you're rolling to hit.
Fuck him up.
For some reason, my profile says unarmed strike plus 4 to hit. I don't know why it says that though.
Are you? Wait, where is it saying that? Oh, sorry, maybe I was looking at the wrong one. Totally possible.
Actions.
Are you getting plus 4 to that?
I don't know why it would be plus 4 though. That seems confusing.
Sorry, it is saying you're proficient, even though it's not listed. Maybe everybody's proficient with unarmed. Okay, plus 4. Okay. That sounds good.
You just rolled a 20.
Well, I was an orphan child who fought other kids on the street and stuff, so, you know. I rolled a 9 anyway. 9 plus 4, 13.
That is gonna hit. Yep, that's gonna get it. That's a hit. So...
Yeah.
You deal exactly 2 damage, which is the exact amount of HP it has left after getting hit for 1 by a rock from a total of 3. Nigel, I'm happy to say you kill the ooze, and in that time, as you punch the ground and hit some rocks as well as the ooze, you take 8 damage of cold.
What?
As you... Yes, if you hit the ooze with a melee attack, you take a D8 of damage. So you take 8 frost damage as icy shards basically pierce up your flesh.
My hand's numb.
It is dead. Good job,
you
everybody.
You fucked up that oily Thumbelina good, though.
You did. It has been slain. Congratulations primarily to Call, but also, I suppose, to the other 2.
Wow.
Really should have used Sneaky Prick. I'm like, I need to kill more things with it. And then
Yeah, you do. But hey, you know what?
Like a little
That's
thing of
okay.
like gack or whatever,
That's
and you just drop the rock on it, and like, if it's a heavy enough rock, I was thinking like a 30-pound rock.
30-pound rock. You're just gonna pick up a 30-pound rock without a strength check.
Out.
Okay, all right. There was no 30-pound rock. I said a couple pounds.
I don't think we stipulated.
That's not a rock.
Weight.
That's a boulder
I don't think
at that point.
We stipulated a weight.
Oh no, I did. Clip it.
I said a large rock.
I said
roll
no.
that beautiful bead footage.
And I said that you find a rock that's a few pounds. That is
true. I remember that. And also, I specifically remember no one mentioned a boulder. or a large boulder?
30 pounds is not a boulder.
Yes, it is. That's a boulder.
Yes, it
No,
is.
it is
30
not.
pounds is a boulder.
That's
I'm
not
gonna
true.
Google what the
Let's
average rate
look
of a
up what
rock is.
Oh, come on.
boulder is.
It's a. I'm with Mendax on this. That's just a
There
stone
are
golem's left
boobs
nut.
that weigh 30 pounds.
Female stone golems, definitely. It's only half a stone golem's titty.
Regardless.
Oh, what did it say?
I don't know how to do math, so I can't quite tell. £30 is a big rock. That is for sure. That is a big rock. Let me pull up pictures of a 30-pound rock. 30-pound rock.
It depends on what kind of rock. Is it igneous?
A boulder is defined as any rock larger than 16 inches in diameter. So it would not have been a boulder.
It would not have been a boulder. You said specifically rock. Conveniently, right next to it was a boulder that was about 35 pounds or so. However, you stipulated rock. So, hey, that is what it is. Took an extra, 45 damage. But hey, what are we going to do about it?
Well, we learned that next time we
I didn't
face
take the damage.
an evil pudding
Yeah, no,
slime,
you didn't take a single point.
we'll
No,
use a
you
boulder,
took
not a
the
small
frost.
rock.
And the
You took
sneaky
the
prick
frost
still didn't get wet. How sad.
She did stab a
I
bitch with
stabbed
it.
the other one with it, yeah. My
Oh,
friend.
you just didn't get the
Really-
killing, but
think
what
you-
do you get from killing with it?
She doesn't know.
We don't know yet, but I need to kill 50 things with it. I've attacked a lot of things with it, but I've only killed 4 with it.
Yep. You have to kill things with it.
So what motivated you to not do that and use the small rock instead?
Because I thought
Comedy.
it'd be hilarious
Comedic.
if it
Yeah.
splat.
Oh, right.
But
Also,
instead,
it's like
it
this
did
big.
30 plus damage to
Okay, no,
Call's
because
foot.
I feel like if I would have stabbed Thumbelina through the head, fucking, Jiminy Crickets, with the sneaky prick, I would have been lambasted for that as well.
No, you would not have. I would have got. Good job. You killed it.
Why the fuck did you stab a 1-inch creature through the head with
Nope.
a knife? No, but
Nope.
when you drop a rock on it, I feel
Nope.
like it's more
I
humane.
think it would have been fine.
I
I was like, oh, is she just gonna kill it? Everything's
I
gonna be
was
fine.
being
It's gonna be
a
perfect.
very
We're gonna move along. No.
humane hero is what I was doing.
I don't really
Yeah,
know
you let
much
it
about
live.
slime ethics anyway.
I was trying to stone
They're
it to death.
Barely sentient creatures that are almost like jellyfish in a way, in that they kind of just exist and things die in them, and that sustains them for the most part. Regardless of how we got there, you have saved the first elk.
Nice.
Comet has now been saved, and he walks up to you and he nudges you just slightly in appreciation for being saved from an untimely death.
I will get an apple from my pack and I'll give him an apple.
He eats the apple very gratefully and seems to have calmed down.
Yes.
It will now follow you through the woods. Fantastic. 1 out of 3 accounted for. What's the plan now, Wayfarers?
We should go back the way we came to the split point in the snow where the other 2 went and go that way.
Okay. You guys quickly get back to the main pathway of tracks, the 2 sets of tracks now of elk that are heading through the woods. And as they move along, they sort of wind and twist, and they stick together for what seems to be about an hour or so worth of travel. But eventually, they do veer off. Give me a perception check.
Three plus 5 is 8.
Okay.
Perceptive bird.
15 for me.
You are muted. Next.
14 total.
Nice. Okay, so you said 15, Nigel?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good job on your roll. Nigel, out sort of looking off into the direction of the 2 paths, trying to assess, of course, very quickly which one to follow. You see that towards the right, as it veers off into the distance slightly, you see some sort of wooden structure that catches your eye as it stands out against the trees.
Ooh. It's a wooden house over there. Or something.
Something made of wood. You don't know. It's not a house.
There's a wooden structure over there. The tracks lead to it. Let's investigate.
Very good.
Fantastic. You guys head over that way. Comet following in tow behind you. The slime sort of slops off of it as it walks, and so it's almost clean. And you all reach another clearing in the woods, but this time you see a very different sight. Nigel, you recognize it almost immediately, and your heart sinks just a little bit as you realize what's in front of you. You see in front of you 2 large elk statues made of wood that are sort of rearing up in like almost an attack pose. And on top of each of their heads is a raven. On the left one, there is a black raven with white eyes. And on the right one, there is a white raven with black eyes. Nigel, you know this to be the wizard's trick, as it's commonly known. It's a silly game that mages and wizards like to play on each other that will turn a beloved object or creature into wood, and you have to solve a logic puzzle in order to retrieve it again. You know that one of the ravens will always tell you the truth, and the other raven will always tell you a lie, but you don't know which one it is. And all you have to do is figure out which of the 2 elk statues you need to touch. If you touch the right one, if you touch the correct one, I should say, it will come back to life, and all will be good. The magic will be dispelled. If you touch the incorrect one, it'll put a little curse on you, which will, at some point in the future, when you go and retrieve an item that you need in a situation, you'll find it's mysteriously vanished and disappeared.
Nasty.
You know the game that, sorry, one last thing. You can each ask one question in order to figure out.
So I relay all of this, of course, to you two. So we'll only have 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not particularly experienced with this riddle, even though I've heard of it. So we can, my initial thought is we'll use one question to figure out which one is lying by asking something that we know the answer to. We can figure out which one's telling the truth and which one's doing the rest.
If you ask them what color their feathers are, or you say you don't ask them what color, like give them the option, are your feathers black or white? Ask the black one that. If he says they're black, he's obviously the one that is telling the truth. If he says they're white, then he's lying. Then we know that if he's lying, we can ask the other one which is the correct elk, and if he tells the truth, we can ask him which is the correct elk.
An excellent idea. Carl, do you agree?
It sounds good to me. I don't know why these birds are being so deceptive.
Yes. Magical gatekeepers of sorts. Well, I go up to the one that has black feathers and white eyes.
Okay.
And
it looks down at you.
Sorry?
I said it looks down at you.
Looks down at me? So this is the one with black feathers, white eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Are your feathers black?
It'll go,
Scrap! Yes!
Seems to be the one that tells the truth.
Next, so we each get to ask a question?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then the next question we should ask should be, we say like which is the, it's not like which is the real elk. Are they both of the elk? Like I think that's my question for you, DM. Are they both elks? And if we pick the right one, they both come back, or was just one of them?
Who knows?
This is my bird theory. They're
Okay.
both the real elk, and they've been woodified temporarily. And we can release them, but we need to solve this correctly, otherwise we'll be punished. But I think it would still let them out. We would just have a curse.
Wasn't
will say
there
that
another track
Nigel-
leading off elsewhere?
Yes, there
Do we
was.
so
okay.
I believe only one of these is an elk, and the other one is a fake. So with the wizard's trick, usually it turns your beloved object or creature or friend into wood, and creates a copy of it as well.
Oh.
Exactly right, Nigel.
I feel like there might be some sort of trick here, but if
I
we
know,
think
it
this
almost
raven
feels
tells
too
the
easy.
truth, perhaps simply ask this raven which one of these is the real elk.
The
Or-
black one or the white one?
Black feathers, white eyes.
Should we ask the other? Should we ask us what color the other bird's feathers are as well? Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's almost too easy. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is very simple. But Apop is smiling, and I don't
Yeah,
like that.
Maybe find a different wording of another question that we know the answer of to ask the other bird, just to see.
We could ask the other
Like-
bird if its feathers are white, and if it's also telling us yes, then we've got a problem. But if it says no, then we know which one tells the truth. And then we can ask the black one which one is the real elk.
Whatever you
Indeed.
I know Apop's just. I don't like. Stop! No smiling. Should we ask something maybe about ourselves as well? Something that it can't be interpreted.
How would they know that?
I don't know. Well, not
Yeah,
like that. Like if
I
we
will say
like,
out of game, they only have answers to things that they would know. It can't answer.
Okay.
It's not like omnipotent questions.
But no, I meant like if you know,
You can ask things that it can see, anything like that. That's fine.
like if Carl has his weapon in his hands, we say, is this person holding a scythe?
Yeah, can.
That's like, there's no question about maybe the bird is colorblind and thinks its feathers are a color when we don't know.
Well, mine are very different from the white bird. I can ask the white bird if we have the same color feathers.
There we go. Yes, and then we'll know. Yeah, either way, then we'll know which one we can trust.
Yeah.
I think that's just a good security thing, a security blanket question before we start touching elk.
Right.
Okay. Ask away whatever question you decide, and just let me know which raven you're asking it to.
I can ask it that one. Does that sound good to you, Nigel?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will go up to the white raven with the black eyes, and I will say, "Hello, Master Raven. Do I have the same color feathers as you?"
And it kind of darts its head around, and it looks down at you. And it goes, scrap! Yes! Scrap!
Which raven did you ask that?
The white one.
The white raven. So that.
White
So
one.
he lied. So we were right the first time. Okay, so the black raven tells the truth, and they don't have to be yes or no questions. Correct? I can ask him. Are you? I guess no. That's just a yes or no question. I can just ask him. Are you perched upon the true elk, or the copy? Would he go, true elk or copy?
You know what you know.
I think that could almost be two questions in one, so just make sure you stick to just the simple, is this the real elk?
Are you perched upon the real elk?
Yes. Okay, then that's what I will go up to the black raven and I will ask,
Okay.
hi, are you perched upon the real elk?
And it looks down at you with its white eyes. And it says, scrap! Yes!
Okay then. Who wants to touch wood?
Whoever wants to risk the curse.
Yeah, it's only going to affect one of you, so you guys figure that out as much as you'd like.
Well, I was the punching bag for the other thing, so I could do this too.
Oh, I
I
thought
have a lot of valuable items.
I was gonna say, so Mendak doesn't do it because she's just running around dropping rocks.
I will touch the thing.
Which one?
The one that the Black Raven is resting upon.
Okay. Gingerly, you reach out and kind of look again at the statues just to see if you can tell any sort of difference. And from what you can tell, they look exactly the same. And you press your hand just slightly up onto the wooden elk. Oh, I think it's actually a good time to take a break, and we'll come back and figure out what happens to Call.
What?
We're about halfway through.
That's fair. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes with more Wayfarers. Stay tuned.
Microphone engaged. Desktop audio engaged. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Christmas special Wayfarers episode. The team has successfully saved one of the elk from an evil pudding monster. But now they face a riddle of 2 ravens and 2 woody elk statues. Will Call be cursed forever? Find out on Wayfarers.
Alrighty, you guys think you have solved the puzzle of the 2 ravens, and confident in your answer, Call reaches out to the elk on the right, and he places his hand upon the wooden statue, and like magic, the wood almost begins to melt away, revealing a fully formed living elk underneath. Congratulations, you have solved the wizard's trick.
Yes!
You have released Dasher. Dasher is now free and is thankful, as being imprisoned in a statue of wood was not very fun.
I would like to reach
What
into
was
my
the-
bag and give it a carrot.
It happily accepts it.
What was the previous one we released?
Comet.
Comet.
Comet. Okay, so what do we got left? Blitzer, right?
You have Blitzen.
Blitzen.
Yes.
Sorry, I totally know my elk deer names. Yes.
Wow. Wow, Nigel.
Oh, I think it's supposed to be Blixum, actually, with an M at the end.
Oh.
Blixum.
I think so. I think that's supposed to actually be... I don't think anyone calls it that, but I believe that's supposed to be the name.
No, it's Blitzen.
Okay.
Yeah, like getting crunk.
I
Sorry,
don't know
where
about-
where reindeer starved in Australia when the one time Santa tried to bring them down, yeah, they died. It was too hot, so you know.
Yeah,
We don't
Dasher,
get them.
Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donna, Blitzen.
I think it's supposed to be Blixum, but that's okay.
I'm going to look this up now. I've never heard that. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
say
speak
you're wrong.
reindeer.
I mean, I could be wrong. I also think it's Dunder in Blixum.
Oh, it's spelled with an X, but usually an X by itself will have a Z sound. Blitzen.
But with an M at the end. Like M is in Mary.
Right.
No, it has an N.
Again, I could be wrong.
It says it was variously spelled Blixen and Blixem back, I think, in the older
Oh, so
days.
they've
Yeah.
had both. We
They're just
need to
alternate
find
ones.
a first edition.
The 1823 poem by Clement C. Moore
A visit
has
from
it
St. Nicholas.
as Dunder and Blixum, meaning thunder and lightning in colloquial New York Dutch. So
All right.
Dutch.
do with that
I
information, you
love
call
that-
it whatever
no,
you
that's
want. I'm just-
fantastic. I need to look that
a
up.
little bit of Christmas lore. It's a learning
Look
stream.
at that history. Look at this
Like our
DM.
history.
Fucking
It's all right.
knowing all the laws. You wish your DM could, but they can't.
All right, so Blitzen or Blixum, however you want to say it, doesn't matter, is left indeed. The 2 other reindeers are following you, as I presume you head down the last trail to try and retrieve the last of the elk,
Yes.
and definitely not reindeer. Fantastic. You walk down the final path, and this one winds through the forest. Looks as if it stops at several different trees as you see some of the hoof prints gather as it's walking around. And as you pursue, you see the trail starts to freshen up a little bit. The more you walk, the closer it feels like you're getting. The trail looks more clear, as it was a little powdered over by the snow. The snow is now coming down much more heavily. It's still not, again, difficult to walk, but you can see it. It's accumulating on everything. Every now and again, you shake it off of your feathers, Call, and you guys clear it away from your backpacks. The elk sort of shake their heads to clear it off the antlers as well. You walk for what seems like a very long time. You walk for another hour and a half until finally, or no, I'm sorry, not finally, you see something peculiar. The tracks of the elk almost seem to stop, or rather they're covered up by something else. and you can see large humanoid footprints, maybe 3 to 4 times the size of Nigel's feet, sort of tramping in the snow, covering up the elk's footprints. And you can see that those footprints come from the side of the forest, as if something spotted it and it started to pursue it.
Whoa.
And they lead forward, but now instead of hoof prints, it's these large, colossal feet that are in the snow.
Or someone wearing snowshoes.
Snowshoes that are shaped like feet with toes. Sure.
What if it's
You
like
can see the outline of toes in the
a
snow.
very aggressive clown?
It's not shoes, though, is what I'm saying. They're barefoot.
It could be a clown who wears those 5-finger running shoes for the clown.
It
shoes,
could
which
be
is excessively
any
large.
gigantic thing that has made the print of a foot. I will give that to you.
Mendax the
I mean, if
tracker.
there is a giant clown wearing some of those
They're-
shoes, what is
I
it?
know.
Is it drinking
Or
its green
just not
smoothie
having
as
shoes
well?
on.
We will continue to pursue it.
No. Definitely has foot-shaped shoes.
Okay.
Toe-shaped
Alright, yeah.
shoes.
Mhm. Very good. You continue to pursue. And you do pursue it for another 10 minutes or so until you reach the third and final clearing. But you don't see any giant humanoid. In fact, you don't see much at all, except for what looks like a burrow, a tunnel that's going into the ground, and a sign that's posted out front. As you approach the sign, you can see it's written in some, what looks like coal or scratched on there with some material that says the North Cave. And the footprints lead down into this large sort of opening in the ground. You can see it winds into a tunnel.
Well, we should go in to get the elk.
Probably.
Or Carl could make elk sounds out here to try to draw whatever's in there out. And then we can ambush it.
Mwah!
N-
Mwah! What?
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah!
The elk respond back to you. Mwah. There's just 2 elk that are looking at you. Mwah.
I speak elk. Mwah!
Mwah.
I'll give them another carrot each.
Okay, they eat the carrots.
The elk say, "Wah."
Mom! They look at Mendax now. You
No.
made that noise, right? I mean,
Yeah.
That's all I said. I did make that noise.
Did the other one come out of the cave?
no, it did not.
Crap, that didn't work.
Crazy. It's so insane that that plan didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think that the
That's
elk
just
come out of the
nuts. That's
cave.
just
I
nuts.
thought that maybe if something really if that angry clown really liked elk.
It's not. I'll spoil it for you. It's not an angry clown.
It's a happy clown.
Clown is it's a state
not
of
a
mind.
clown.
It's a happy clown.
It's not a clown.
It's a depressed clown.
This is a Christmas special.
It's a Christmas
We'll
elf.
go into the cave.
Thank you.
Yes.
What is the order in which you go into the cave?
I'll go first.
Sure. I'll go second. Are we going to do the sandwich, the classic sandwich? I'm fine going in that, or I'm fine also going in first and scouting. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I could go last.
As long as I'm not in the front.
Okay,
Nigel
where would you like Ribbons to go? Do you want
only
him
wants
to
be
wait
the
out
meat
here?
or the big spoon?
He'll go in the middle.
Or-
Let's go
Okay.
Carl Mendax. Carl Ribbons, Nigel Mendax.
Okay.
Goblin wizard sandwich. I like it.
Yeah.
Goblin wizard sandwich. Perfect. And as you start to traverse into the cave, you notice it's very dark. You're gonna go for a torch. You're gonna proceed in the darkness,
I think I have a torch. Let me see.
or a light of some design. However it is that you want to do that is completely up to you.
I have some torches.
Okay.
I will light a torch.
Fantastic. You light a torch, and now you can see much better in this cave, which winds down probably a good 20 to 30 feet into the ground as it sort of snakes around large rocks that it looked like were too annoying to get out of the way. The tunnel itself is fairly large. You guys can walk sort of side by side. And as you round a corner, as you walk for maybe, 3 minutes or so, it's not, exceedingly long, you start to hear sort of voices and grunts coming from down the pathway. And stuff being broken. You hear almost like wood clattering on the ground and stuff being shattered.
So we should be sneaky.
You can be whatever you want. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You guys let me know how you'd like to proceed, however that is. If it's exactly the same, that's cool. I'm just giving you the opportunity to respond.
Sounded like a good dad over here. You can be whatever it is.
You can be whatever you want. You can be an astronaut.
I'm a Kenku barbarian.
You can be a Kenku barbarian. In fact, you are one.
But he
Good
could
job.
be one in space, is what you're saying.
You could go to space. I'm sure that once Nigel hits level 10 and gets enough bonuses to his fireball spell, he could launch you into space.
That's awesome.
I swear to God, if we don't try that, I'm going
You will die, for sure. But you'll be in space. You'll be dead in space.
I'll make you one of the stars, Mendax. I'll make you a star.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
Wow. Wow. How would you like to proceed? You hear the unmistakable noise of commotion and multiple things just up ahead.
I would like to sneak forward to see if I can peek around and see what's making all that racket.
Okay, give me a sneak. Glad the barbarian's doing that.
I'm a very stealthy bird.
You are.
I have a
you
plus
are.
3 to my stealth.
Yeah, it's good.
I rolled a 3 plus the 3. There's a 6.
Fantastic. You are not silent at all, and you didn't even put the torch out.
Pretty quiet.
So you essentially walk forward into the opening and look inside.
Stop right there, elk thief!
What you see is a large sort of cavern. There are stalactites, stalagmites, but it looks like it is occupied by curious creatures. You see many tables being set up, or that are set up rather, and lots of different sort of gadgets and gizmos and basic toys that you might find in the pockets of some to-do children. However, there are these ugly-looking, squat, ogre-type kin that are going around and picking the toys up and smashing them on the ground and laughing at the noise that it makes. And they're just kind of traveling around. They look just like lumps of flesh, essentially, before they grow up into full ogres. And they're just throwing things on the ground, shattering them. As you look beyond that commotion and madness, you see that there are 5 or 6 that have an elk tied up towards the back of the room, and they're starting to smash toys to try to create a pile big enough to start a fire. You see one of them striking some flint rapidly, trying to spark up a flame. Towards the very back, you see a few things. You see a fully grown, huge, large ogre that is sifting through a giant velvet red sack. And it's pulling things out, looking at it, kind of, squishing or messing with it. And if he doesn't like it, he's throwing it and smashing it against the wall. And he is dressed in these red and white, velvety sort of clothes that are probably 3 sizes too small for him, as the buttons that are on it look like they're hanging on for dear life. And just a few subtle movements would cause the entire scene to burst open. He's got a hat, not unlike the one I'm wearing now, that is also too small for his head and maybe covers up just a little bit of his hair. And the final thing you see, Call, are cages in the back. Most of them filled with goblins that have little festive clothes and attire on. And in one particular cage, there's a rather large-looking goblin that looks like it's been deprived of its Christmas apparel. Unmistakably, this is Goblin Claus, who has been imprisoned by some no good to do ogres that are on the naughty list. Somehow, just absolutely insane, they see you, everybody in the room, as you proceed forward. And some of the squatlings, the little ogrekin, start to come forward and throw things at you. About 4 of them hit you with a few toys, and they deal 13 damage as different sort of wooden things smash into your face as you're assaulted as soon as you walk into the room. And they speak in a language you don't understand. They're yelling and shouting commands and trying to get everyone's attention. Aquabaqua! Chiwatuakakak!
That really hurt. Stop throwing toys at me.
And they keep throwing toys at you.
I would like to rage then. This is bullshit.
Fantastic. You guys here, from around the corner from his sneaky mission, Call go into a rage. Roll initiative.
Fucking toy throwers! Stop that!
Mendax and Nigel, you will be going last.
Oh no.
But you can figure out amongst
Save-
yourselves which one
saving
you'd like
the
to go
best.
first.
14.
Okay.
You can go before me, Mendax.
Let's do this real quick. And this. So the squatlings get a terrible roll, but still better than Mendax and Nigel and Ribbons, for that matter, because he is also there with you guys. But they will go after Mr. Call. And Big Man himself will go first. The giant ogre looks from across the room at you, Call, who is interrupting their holiday celebration and their Christmas bash, taken quite literally. And he sort of huffs and he grabs the large sort of bag of toys and he hefts it over his shoulders and he starts walking towards you. He lumbers towards you. He has to sort of squat down in the cave so he doesn't hit his head. And as he's walking over, he picks up one of the small ogrekin and he throws it at you as hard as he can.
Whoa.
What's your armor class, my friend?
17.
Alrighty. He is going to hit you. The squatling smacks you and knocks you prone as it catches you off balance. The little guy is like grabbing onto you and shouting presumably profanities at you. And deals. You're raging, correct?
Yes.
It will deal 7 points of bludgeoning damage after your resistance. So I already halved it for you.
Oof.
Fantastic. It is your turn. You're knocked prone, so you need to at minimum spend your movement to get up. The squatlings are so small that they don't really offer you any resistance until there's enough of them grabbing you. But one of them is not enough to really hinder you. It'll put a -1 to your to any strength checks that you have to do as it kind of grabs onto you and just tries to mess you up in whatever you're doing. So what would you like to do, sir?
It's my turn.
It is your turn. You're knocked on the ground and there's a squatling, as I'll call them, grabbing onto you.
Well, I would like to bite. Can I use my movement to stand up and then bite side? Or would I hurt myself?
I will say you're not able to scythe him. You could probably bite him.
Okay, I will bite him.
Okay, so you stand up and you're gonna take a bite out of this hapless fellow. Okay.
7 plus 6 is 13.
To hit?
Yes.
That's gonna be a hit, my friend.
Nice. D8. A 5 plus 3 is 8.
Okay. Yeah, you bite into this this creature, and it lets out a whimpering cry, and it falls dead to the ground. It doesn't taste very good.
Ugh.
Tastes sour.
And heal myself 4.
Okay. You heal yourself for 4. The squatlings in the room, except for the 3 that are holding the elk and the 1 trying to start a fire, all move towards you. They all start to run towards the beginning of the cave as best they can. They're not very fast, though. They each move about 10 feet forward. There is a total of about 24 of them, and then the giant ogre. That's their turn. Mendax, your turn.
I chuck up the deuces and I walk out the other direction. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Mendax has abandoned the campaign.
Bye. No. Alright, my friend's in danger.
Mm-hmm.
How far out in front of us is he? Distance-wise?
The ogre is probably about 30 feet away still. The closest squatlings are about 10 feet away from you. And there's about 7 of them there. That are all trying to, like, run towards the entrance.
Okay, so I'd have to move to kill them. I'm going to go ahead and fire my short bow.
Okay.
And then for a bonus action, I'd like to use my wrist shooter. So short bow at the large ogre.
Okay.
And then wrist shot at the closest ogre lane.
Sure. Sounds good. Give me some rolls.
Okay. So the short bow, let's see. Rolling for that. Oh, it's a nat 20.
My God.
Plus 6. 26.
Well, that's a critical strike then.
Let's go.
And he hasn't seen me, so that's a sneak attack.
That would be up for me to decide. As you
I meant to go up at the end. That's a sneak attack?
No, he sees you for sure. You just walk out into the opening and shoot him. So no, it's not a sneak attack, unfortunately.
I tried. Okay,
it is still a crit.
1d6 plus 3 plus 6 then.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly that.
2 plus 3 is 5 plus 6 is 11.
You do 11 damage as an arrow whizzes through the air and stabs itself into the ogre's shoulder. He lets out a roar of anger. Roar!
Use your big boy words.
Ogre roar.
And the other one, I don't know that I've used, limited use, maybe it's over there. Trying to figure out my damages for the one-off. I think I've only used it once before.
Yeah, I think it was a D, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a D8.
And it's better than I thought, because I thought it was like a D6. Okay, so 1D8.
I believe so. We can take a look at it later, just to make sure. But for now, we'll do a D8. Why not?
Okay.
It's Christmas. I'll be generous.
You are a generous DM.
I am.
It's a very festive decision, that one.
No.
Okay.
No.
I got to roll for that one too, though.
Yes.
And I got an 18.
That is gonna hit. That is gonna hit a squatling for sure.
Woo! Alright, so then 1d8 roll. For a total of 1 damage.
Incredible. Plus your dexterity, though, it should be +3.
Yes, it is +3.
And they're not very strong, so you hit one in the head and it dies.
Booyakasha! Get the fuck out, little squatling.
Okay. Nigel, would you like to go next, or would you like Ribbons to go next? Doesn't matter to him.
Sounds like there's a lot going on, so I come running in hot on Mendax's heels. And I am very quickly going to try and size out the room, and I am basically, you know, I go into like bullet time sort of thing, right? And I see like grids and symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm basically like, ooh, there's Blixum, or whatever ridiculous name we'd like to give this reindeer. Let's go with Blixum. I like that. I'm basically looking at this guy striking his little tinder things and going, that's not good. But also, there's a lot of dudes in between us right now. So I am going to just... is there an area where I can fireball? I've got a 20-foot radius. That's the math that's going on, the geometry in my bullet time mode. I'm trying to maximize hitting as many of these little squatlings as possible without setting fire to our reindeer buddy and his tinder pile.
The problem is the reindeer. It's almost as if I took this into consideration when I built this room. There is not a spot where you're going to be able to fireball without hitting your reindeer friend. He's perfectly positioned to just be almost smack dab in the center.
Damn it! Okay.
But there's other AoE spells you can certainly
I do have a 15-foot cone available to me. That's
you do. You do. It's not all bad.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go for the 15-foot cone.
Okay.
That's so yeah, basically I want to just try and get as many of these squatlings as possible without burning the reindeer or Carl or Mendax.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, it's a 15-foot cone, you said, right?
Yeah. From my... It's like from my hands, of course.
Yep, you can hit 12 of the squatlings. Or you could hit 6 of the squatlings and the big guy.
12 squatlings.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right,
give me some rolls, or what do I need to roll, or what do you need to roll?
Carl already killed one, didn't he?
He killed one. Mendax killed one.
How much damage did you take to kill it, Mendax? Was that just 11 damage, right?
No, not 11. I shot it for 1 plus 3, so 4 damage.
And it died to that.
It died. I think it probably would have. It may have died to less, but I know 4 at the very least.
All right, we're definitely using a first level burning hands here then, as these guys don't look that
level
scary.
3? Come on!
I was about to burn a level 3 spell slot.
You don't want to literally vaporize them into like the atoms.
We need like 24 little miniature human-sized logs.
If you completely annihilate them from existence, the rest might run away.
So it should be a dex save of 14.
Okay.
And a creature takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So even if I roll 1, 1, 1, 3 damage... Okay. Maybe I should just roll for damage to save the dex save time, because chances are the minimum is still going to be more than 4, even if they dodge.
So go ahead and roll the damage for sure. And then what is the save they need to get? 14?
3, 6, and 6. So that's 15 damage. They would need a dex save of 14.
And they take half?
Yeah.
Okay, they're all dead. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yes, you quickly... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just like... Are you using like a virtual dice roller to roll lots of dice? Because you could still roll that, so then we can see how many...
Oh, I did. I rolled
do like
12.
mad acrobatics, and then like their leg just catches on fire and they die anyway.
It was over half of them actually saved it. I think I rolled like 5 20s. They like spring vault off of some other ones trying to get to freedom, but the supercharged heated air vaporizes them anyways. Yeah, you run to the front of the group, heroically, I should say, so that you don't hit Mendax or Call, and you extend your hands out, and a gust of flames envelops 12 of them, and these poor squatlings just are burnt to an absolute crisp. Nothing remains of them except for ash, not even bone.
Anyone call for some barbecue?
The ogre roars in anger, even a rage, you might say, as over half of his squatling minions have died. Ribbons will... Who has the lowest HP? He will heal them.
I'm 30 of 76.
Definitely, I was going to say, definitely still Carl, because Nigel he's barely taken any damage, right? Just that 8
Okay.
from punching.
He will cast another level 3 Cure Wounds. And... Hold on 1 second, sorry. He will heal you for... Sorry, I'm just having to find it here. There it is. Jeez Louise. 20 total health points.
Let's go.
He kind of shuffles his way over to you, and he lays his hands down on your shoulder, and you feel these almost jolts of electricity, and the crunch and pop of bone being realigned, and the unnatural growth of some feathers, and where you're missing some. It all feels quite bad, honestly, but you feel much better afterwards.
Let's go. Thank you, Master Ribbons.
And he just shuffles kind of behind you and nods his head. He has a smile on his face. He's having fun. It is Ogre Claw's turn. He reaches in. He kind of throws the giant sash of, or bag, red velvet bag down, and he reaches his hand in, and he will pull out a particularly spiky looking ball. Why that's in there, nobody knows. But it is wrapped very nicely in nice wrapping, and it has a ribbon on it. And he will chuck it at you three. It is large enough to hit all of you. Give me a dexterity save.
Whoa.
Would you call this a boulder of a ball?
It is most certainly
Is
a
it at
boulder
least-
of a ball.
Would you say it's about 30 pounds?
Oh, it's more than that. For sure.
14 plus 3 is 17.
Okay.
6 plus 2 is 8.
17 plus 6 is a saving throw, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 17 plus 6.
Alrighty. The large spiked boulder, he chucks it at all of you. It is newfound strength from watching all of his minions get burnt to a crisp. Call and Mendax, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Call, you take 7 since you're resistant to it. Nigel, you take 27 damage as this spike thing, you're not able to jump out of the way in time. And it stabs into you slightly. Ah!
Poor Nigel.
I crumple a little bit.
Are you still alive? Or-
6 out of 41.
Nice. All we need. You're above 1. Call, it is your turn.
I want to go for the big guy.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh yeah, I have dodge.
However, Does it require you use a bonus action?
No, it's just whenever I'm attacked by an enemy that I can see.
Oh, well, that's bullshit then. All right, you take half. Half of the half. You take 7. Stupid. I'm gonna start doing more damage to you guys. The damage is like either I will kill you or you take 2. I don't understand. I need to do more magical damage to you guys. That's what I need to do. Oh, but uncanny dodge is half anyway. That's bullshit. Rogues are so stupid.
So you both only took 7 damage then, right?
Wow, such rogue hate. Yes, I took 7 damage.
If I were to use my sight to teleport behind him where he couldn't see me, do I get any bonuses?
No. You would not. Hold on, actually. 1 second. Okay. We'll go with this. You have to use your reaction. And the way that I intended your hand bolt to be used was using up a bonus action, but I think that's the wrong terminology. We'll go with it for now, but there may be a slight tweak to the hand crossbow in the future. Sorry. Go ahead. Call, you were saying. If you teleport behind him, do you get any advantage? I don't believe you will, actually. Because the combat's already started, so I don't believe you'll get any surprise, and you don't get any bonuses if the target can't see you.
But that would face it away from Nigel, who's about to be a pancake. And he'd be less likely to attack Nigel if I do that.
That is true. That would happen.
It would look fucking cool.
It would look pretty cool.
I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna get my Scythe of the Crow with the Raven. Whoop! And then I disappear. And then a bunch of birds like just flap around. And they're like, what? And I'm behind him.
Yes.
And then I'm going to scythe by him.
Okay.
2 rolls to hit for the scythe.
Yep.
16 for the first one. And 9 for the second one.
Okay, the first one will hit, the second one will not.
Okay. D12. Plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12 damage for the scythe. Rolling to hit for the bite. 6 plus 6 is 12.
To hit?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to hit, unfortunately. Your second slash and follow-up bite. Unfortunately, we're not able to pierce the jiggly flesh of the ogre. Looks like you just cut away some leftover filth that was clinging to him.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty, actually.
Ew.
But he does turn around and looks at you, and he sneers. Snot and drool dripping down its face.
And I will say to him, "You're gross," and I'll point at him.
Okay. It is the Squatling's turn. They, having minimal intelligence, are going to all pick up a toy or object at random and throw them at the 3 people still standing there. So that is going to be Nigel, Mendax, and Ribbons. We'll say it would be 4, 4, and 3. So 4 to Mendax, 4 to Ribbons, and 3 to Nigel. Give me your armor class.
15.
Mendax, perfect. Okay. 12. All right, Mendax, 2 of them will hit you. Nigel, all 3 of them hit you. That's unfortunate. And Ribbons. I actually don't know Ribbons' armor class.
I think it's 24.
It's not. It is 11. So 3 of them will hit Ribbons. We'll do the damage. Mendax. You take...
I dodged, though, so...
Okay. I don't think you get 2 reactions. You can only dodge 1 of the attacks. Because they're not the same attack. It's 2 separate creatures.
Well, it just says any attack I can see though.
You have to use a reaction to do it, right? It does say.
So you
that,
only get
doesn't
one
it?
reaction per
It
round. Is
does.
It says you can use a reaction, yeah.
Yeah, you can use a reaction.
If you want to be like a stickler for the rules and not a cool DM.
Oh, I'm not a cool
Can we
DM.
play Assassin's Creed rules, please, DM? I want the bad guys to attack me one at a time.
I see.
He let you do a D8 instead of a D4 just a few minutes
I
ago.
did. Thank you.
Carl.
You take a total of 7 damage. I went ahead and halved the highest damage for you, so you take a total of 7. Nigel, you take. How much health do you have?
6.
How much is your total HP?
41.
Okay, you take 16 damage and are knocked unconscious. You're not dead, though, so that's great. And Ribbons will take...
Oh god. Why do you stick your tongue out when you're unconscious?
a comfy 6
It's a bad
damage.
KO. I got hit by a present in the head. There was a wooden train that knocked me right over the top of the head.
Bonk.
Yeah, you're hit specifically by a wooden train. We'll say like a turnip doll and a pair of wooden shoes.
Oh,
the wooden
fucking
shoes are what
God.
do you in the end.
They did him in the end.
Yeah,
Oh.
like hit him, knocked him
I
unconscious
didn't know
in
he
the end.
turned around.
No, not in the butt.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No.
I mean, the clogs.
And
wooden
I let
shoes
you
and
half
clogs
them.
have a point.
I let you half the damage. Just think. I would be so nice. Mendax, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I could have used shield.
Oh yeah, you can cast that as a reaction, eh?
Yeah, slow wizard.
I'll let you go back and do it if you want.
No, it's fine.
Up to
I'm
you.
unconscious.
I leave it completely up to you. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, he let me.
I think ribbons can get me out of unconsciousness, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Would this be the time that I could use a hellish rebuke,
You could.
and then it
Yes.
wouldn't count as my action, right? Because that's a No, because my reaction is the
If it's
uncanny dodge.
yeah, not negative
can't.
then.
Okay. Fair.
Nope.
Fair. No, wait. Maybe it would. Because I can't use Hellish Rebuke until I've taken damage. So I half the damage, but once I get damaged, I can use Hellish Rebuke, but then that wouldn't be an action.
Is it your reaction though? Specifically, what does it say?
Okay.
Is all you gotta look. If it says use your reaction to do this, then it's out. If it says use a bonus action or something like that, then you're fine.
Casting time, 1 reaction. Okay.
Yeah, it's used up then, to my understanding.
Okay, so I could either get pissed off and burn them, or half my damage. That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. How many of our little ogrelings are in front of me now? Are there
11.
any that like within striking distance, or are they still about
You
10
could
feet
certainly move to be in range of however many you pretty much want.
away? I don't think I want to move to get any closer to them. I'm better at dodging things,
Okay.
I think, than getting tackled by 11 very angry overlings. I can't do 2. Or can I? Is it possible for me to do... No. Nope, no, that won't work either. Okay, I'm just going to shoot my bow at the largest ogre again, and then hope that if we kill him in time, it will...
Okay, the big guy? Sure.
Yes.
Alright, you do so. Go ahead and give me some rolls.
Short
Now
bow.
that you do get sneak attack on this, so.
Alright, so it's 12 plus 6, which is 18.
Okay. Yep, that's gonna hit.
Alright, so it's 1d6 plus 3 plus 2, 4d6.
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Okay. So just
So
5d6.
5d6 plus 3. Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
6 Plus
You've got to
5
buy more D6s.
is 11. Wait, why? What do you mean?
You've got to. This single roll stuff, man, for like 15 D6. Just buy more D6s.
Okay,
people.
first of all, I honestly do have like 5 more sets of really shitty
Oh,
Amazon dice.
roll 'em. Okay.
But the only one that I will use is the one that Cobra Venom bought me. He bought me a very nice.
Well, whenever you get over that, you can roll that in addition to more D6s.
Wow, I do.
I'm
have,
saying
like,
you
I have,
shouldn't
like,
roll that.
20 sets saved in my Etsy cart right now.
I have like 100 dice, and I roll online, so there you go.
Mine are in my Etsy cart. Maybe I'll get one for Christmas.
There you go. All right, all right.
11 plus 1, but I think that's because of your attitude. Quite
Probably.
honestly, that's
Good.
12.
I hope you do no damage. I hope this one rolls a
Plus
0.
6.
Okay.
Is
17 or 18, sure.
Plus 5. 23.
Oops.
Okay, is that plus 3?
No, it's not. So 23, that's 26 then.
Okay, 26 damage. Once again, splam right in the back of its neck. Its thick, hided neck. It almost doesn't look like it. Almost looks like it goes shoulders and then head, really. But that is where you sink in the arrow. And let me do the maths. Fantastic.
Question.
Yeah.
Would it be faster if I had 5 different die? I still have to roll each of them individually, or do you just put them all in your hand at once and then do it?
Put them all in your hand. You go, okay, 5d6.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what like literally every person does.
I only have one of each.
I know. You need to get more.
Thank you, Carl.
You need to get more.
Will not be dice shamed by you.
Listen, it's cool that you have cool dice. I have nothing against awesome dice. Trust me.
They are-
I've purchased many,
I'm going.
but it's
no.
helpful to have multiples of the common ones, like d6s.
Yeah, but
You don't need like 20 d20s. You know at most
But they
like 3.
should all be really pretty though. Like I've seen some amethyst
You can make
ones that
those-
I really want.
I will say, I do love gem dice, but they're more of a novelty kind of display than actual practical, because they can fracture when
chip.
you roll them. Yeah,
Right.
so you don't
Oh,
really
I
want to do
also
that.
have my little.
That's good.
beautiful
I'm
padded
just warning
leather
you that it may happen.
Okay. What if I was to get one of those? Have you seen the giant ones that also have the liquid core in the middle?
No, I've
I'll
not
send
seen
you
that.
a link. They're beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Please do. You did that damage. He is unhappy. He bellows out in pain once again as blood begins to trickle down the arrow wound. He tries to reach back with his hand, but his meaty paws cannot grab the arrow. Ribbons will go since Nigel is unconscious. He is going to... Gonna cast a 3rd level prayer of healing to heal. A total of 19 to everybody. So to Call and Nigel and Mendax. If you guys are missing hit points, you're all healed 19.
Nice.
I'm just on 0, right? It's not like I got into the negative with the previous damage.
You know, yeah, you're just on 0. So it's not like you have to build back up. As soon as you hit 0, the only time the negative damage matters is if it does your HP in negative damage, you instantly die. So you don't get any saving throws or anything like that.
So if we got to negative 41, he would just be done.
So if you were to get, yeah, if you were reduced immediately to negative 41, you would just die.
Right. Do I need to still do save rolls, or does that just resurrect me?
No, if you're healed, so you're back up to the number that I said, which
19.
is 19. Sorry. Yep. So you're back up to 19.
Okay.
Ribbon sort of has his barbed wire effigy that he shakes around in the air, and you can see some trickles of blood coming down his hands as he chants and grasps the incantation tightly. And these almost like dark circles of very sort of low purple light appear underneath your feet to each of you three and start pulsing slightly. And you feel that sickly sort of healing that is very trademark now to Ribbons. Nigel, it's your turn.
Ooh. All right. I run backwards and cower and pop a haste spell onto Carl.
Okay. So you'll haste him and then run, we'll say. So that you can still
my
see.
one and only extremely valuable. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's a third level spell slot for haste, not fourth level. Not my most valuable spell, mate. My second most.
Nice. What do you have at fourth level? What is your fourth level spells?
Greater Invis and Phantasmal Killer.
Oh, I forgot about Phantasmal Killer. What a spell that is. Okay, you cast haste on Mr. Call, which gives him an extra action every turn. +2 to his armor class. Target speed is doubled, +2 to AC, advantage on dex saving throws, and you gain an additional action. Yep. 3 times, which is insane.
I feel it.
Okay, you're feeling speedy, my friend. It is, however, Ogre Claw's turn first. And instead of shifting around in the bag, he just winds it up behind him and tries to smash it down on you. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
With advantage because I'm hasted.
Correct.
Let's go.
Sir.
Based wizard. Powering up the bird. It's a 2 plus a 3. It's a 5. Rolling again. 14 plus 3 is a 17.
Okay. You are able to duck out of the way in time, reducing it to half damage, as you are able to avoid the majority of the attack, but still are hit by the shockwaves of the gigantic satchel that's being brought down. So that is going to be math 16 damage. It is bludgeoning. You're in a rage, so that'll be 8. God, man, I need to fucking cast spells at you more.
Dick bird.
Yeah, I need to do that. I gotta remember that you're just immune to fucking everything, basically. All right, you take 8 damage on my guy's 4d10 plus 10 damage attack. Fantastic. Barbarians are balanced. Cole, it is your turn.
Maintain baby. Alright. So, is my bite... I have a couple questions.
Yep.
I have a bite and a poison touch. Can I do both of them, or do you need to choose one?
The bite is... I'm looking. I don't think it's a I think we've been doing this wrong for a while. I don't believe it's a bonus action. I think it's supposed to take up one of your attacks.
I've just been getting extra bites this whole time.
I think so, yeah.
Well. Very fast.
Well, you can't do everything right all the time. Yeah, no, it just takes up an action.
Ooh, I feel like I just got
Sorry.
nerfed.
Kind of an un-Christmas gift for you.
Ouch. Okay, well, I'm hasted, so I would like to shout very loudly, "Wah!" and say, haste! And then I will do poison touch,
Okay.
scythe.
So the poison. To answer that question, it's a bonus. That is a bonus action from your ring, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bonus. It's a once per day. You can infuse something with poison, so you can actually just do it with your weapon for one attack.
Oh.
And add a d6 of poison.
So, because I'm hasted, I can still scythe bite with a poison scythe for the first one.
Or you could scythe. It's up to you.
I think I'll...
Triple scythe, if you want to.
Let's do that, and I'll poison the first one. So
Okay.
with my poison ring on my hand, I will grip the scythe extra hard, and I'll be like really angry, like, whoa! Because Nigel, he just got blapped by those toys, and that's not very festive at all.
Yes, it almost feels as if like a crystal is shattered in the ring. It's just more cosmetic than anything else at that point. And the poison sort of crawls up the length of the blade and sort of just infuses the edge of it, the sharp edge.
Rolling to hit.
And so yep, sounds good. Just give me 3 in a row.
8 plus 6 is 14.
Okay.
3 plus 6 is 9.
Okay.
14 plus 6 is 20.
Okay, first one and third one are gonna hit. Second one is not gonna do it.
First one is D12 plus 6.
Plus
That's-
6. Yeah.
That's 9. I don't know what the poison does.
It's extra D6 poison damage.
Okay, so that's 9 plus 15 is 24.
Okay.
Plus 6 is 30.
All right, sounds good. So that's your first attack.
Oh wait, I need to roll the d6. No, those are all the attacks.
Oh, that's together. Okay, got it.
I'll roll the d6, actually. 24 plus 3 is 27.
Okay, so 27 total.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yes, you slash out at this ogre imposter claws, if you will. The first one, sort of this acid, sort of smoke, kind of sizzling his flesh as it slashes in. Kind of this almost mint green tint and vapor rising through the air as it hits him. The second one slashes into him, forming a neat X on his stomach, as some of his insides begin to start to come out into the outsides. And you deal 27 damage to him. He bellows out in anger and pain. But it doesn't look like he's down for the count yet. Alrighty, it's my favorite, the Squatling's turn. As Nigel has run away, there are only 2 people there. It is Mendax and Ribbons. Dexterity saves for both, please.
I mean, I'm still in
sorry.
the room, so I think it's totally fair if some of them still hit me. You don't.
Oh,
need
are
to,
you
don't
out
need
of
to
the
coddle
room?
the
I
wizard.
thought you ran back into the tunnel.
Maybe just at their entrance of the room, basically, kind of entrance of the tunnel.
You could probably easily duck, and not get hit
I would
by
imagine
that, right?
I'd be a less obvious target for sure, but I'm
Okay.
just saying you don't need to coddle the wizard.
Sure.
Up to you, DM.
Gotcha. I thought you ran out of the room is what I hadn't done that for, but no, we'll send some your way. So we'll do. Sorry, I did this. This is a range attack. Dexterity doesn't matter. My bad. Mendax, what's your armor?
Of 15.
Okay. 2 of them hit you. One of them a crit. Nigel, what's your armor?
12.
Okay, none
But
of them hit you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. I might pop a shield. How many are you throwing at me?
2 of them.
If it's just 2, then I can tank it for this one.
Okay, they don't hit you anyways, so you're good. And the other ones go for Ribbons, and only 1 of the 5 hit him. Seeing that he
Nice,
is
Ribbons.
healing everybody. Alright, so Mendax, you take 16 points of damage. One of them is a 12, one of them is a 4. I'll let you half whichever one you want.
I'm going to half the 12, I think.
Okay, so you take 10 damage total.
Okay.
And the one that hits Ribbons. Okay, he takes that. And Nigel, you're not hit. You're unscathed. Mendax, your turn.
Okay. Well, I dodged, so I can't use my hellish rebuke. My hellish rebuke, though, it's just on one person. It's not a cone, so
Yes.
really kind of wasted on
Yeah, that's
squatlings anyway. Okay, I think I am going to shoot my short bow at the main guy again. It's been doing pretty well for me so far, so we're going to go that for Ogre Claws.
Okay.
It's a 19 plus, doesn't matter, 6.
19 total? Yes, that is gonna hit for sure.
Oh no, 25 total, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, 19. Yep, 25, absolutely.
And it's a sneak attack! So
And it's a sneaky breaky attack.
5d6s again. I'll go fast.
Woo!
1, 6. 5 is 11. 5 is 16 plus 6. God damn. 16 plus 6 is, which is 22. And then the last one is a 1. 23.
Nice. 23 plus 3 from your dexterity?
Plus 3. Yes.
Sounds good. You embed another arrow very close to the other one that you shot, seeing as that did so well. Once again, a roar of pain, and he tries to slap his back and try and get these arrows out of him, but to no avail. It looks like you're making him quite angry. Fantastic. Is that the only thing you'll do on your turn? Anything else? Anything else?
I'm looking at. I don't have anything else that I. Ooh, wait, no, I think. No. Right? Maybe one act. Do I still have an action?
No, you shot. Shooting is an action. Your
Shooting is
attack
the
is an
action.
action. Absolutely.
Do ogres have dark vision? Just so I know for the future.
Does Mendax know that?
I feel like I might know.
Okay, roll nature.
Fuck me! 4 plus 3 is a 7. Vendex
You
doesn't know shit.
No idea.
Okay, never mind then. I was just trying to make a plan for the next one. But nope,
Okay.
don't know. Can't do it.
Alrighty. It is Ribbon's turn. He is going to cast another. He's going to cast it at level 2 Prayer of Healing.
Preach.
A very similar, yet smaller circle glowing underneath each of your feet. Everybody can heal for 10.
Thanks, Ribbons.
Ooh.
Okay. And he'll just continue kind of staying there. Putting his hands up to try to block the toys that are being lobbed at him from the nasty squatlings. Mendax, roll me a perception.
Oh god damn it. Should just default to 4. It's a 1.
Okay, that's fine. Nigel, your turn.
How's the is the squatling still trying to start the fire?
It's crazy you ask that. The fire has been started.
Shizzle fizz.
And they're starting to drag the elk over to it.
Oh! Oh, okay. Oh, damn.
There are 2 squatlings dragging the elk.
Two of them, eh? I'm not very reliable at killing things from this distance.
Go for it.
Can I get into melee with them in time?
If you're willing to run through the squatlings in front of you and give them all an attack of opportunity as you leave combat with them, then
It's
yes,
the best
you
path.
are.
I'd probably get hit by like 3 squatlings.
Probably 3 or 4, yeah.
Damn it.
There are still 11 alive, so yeah.
Let me see. I think Ice Knife has an explosion of AoE. I don't want to hurt the reindeer. Each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dex saving. I mean, how big's the fire? It's pretty decent sized, right?
It's like a bonfire.
Yeah. If I put a bonfire on a bonfire, will it cancel it out because 2
It'll
negatives
get
make a positive?
much larger.
Oh, I can kill one of them, and then maybe the other one won't be able to carry it effectively on its own. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm just gonna... All I can really do here is firebolt one of them. So I'm just gonna shout, they're dragging the reindeer to the fire, and at the same time I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at one of them.
Okay. Yep, you do so.
13 plus 6, 19.
Yeah, that hits for sure.
Cool. This one's pretty much a can't miss against something this week, I think. 2d10 damage. So that's going to be a 2 and a 1, 3 damage.
Wow! That's incredible. Luckily, these things have basically no hit points, so it will indeed sizzle up one of them enough that it falls over and dies.
Thank the Lord. Oh my gosh.
It just kind of stops, and it falls back. It does indeed slow the other one. He can't pull him as easily, as the reindeer is obviously struggling. The elk, rather, is obviously struggling and trying to resist the pull. It does look like the other one notices and starts to head over to the reindeer.
With my bonus action, I'd like to tell Goop to what's everyone's life?
Ribbons is at 28 out of 30.
I'm at 53 out of 62. I'm not too bad.
64 health.
All right, I'm gonna tell him to bless Mendax.
Okay. He pulls out the much lesser used musical canister, pops it into his head. And he sings a song. And whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack or the saving throw.
Nice.
And then he just stands there.
So you would add that to to hit, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. To make you better at doing stuff.
Wunderbar.
Fantastic. Nigel, is that the end of your turn, my friend?
Yep, I'll keep cowering back over here by the doorway.
Okay, sounds good. It is the ogre's turn. He seeing that his damage is now really working against you, Mr. Call, he'll put the giant bag down and he reaches in there and he pulls out a glowing orb. It is sort of pulsating some sort of glow between these ribbons and wrappings that are on it, and he throws it at you. Give me a dexterity save.
With advantage because I'm hasted.
Mm-hmm.
5 plus 3 is 8. 13 plus 3 is 16.
Okay, you are able to dodge out of the way in time and take half damage. You are going to take a total of 13 lightning damage as it explodes in a thunderous shock. I mean, it's only 13, but yes, it is quite electrifying.
Sorry, I've never been electrified before.
It's good, it's good. If it didn't hurt so much, you don't think you'd hate it that much. And that's what he's gonna do. It is your turn, Mr. Call.
I feel very amped up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy in Crank, Jason Statham.
There you go, Jason.
Yeah. With the power of Jason in haste, of Nigel the Wizard, I would like to scythe.
Okay.
Rolling to hit all three.
Yep.
14 plus 6 is 20.
That'll hit.
5 plus 6 is 11.
That will not hit.
16 plus 6 is 22.
That will hit. Two hits.
2d12. First roll. 8 plus 6 is 14. 7 plus 6 is 13. 27.
27. Alrighty. Wow. And with the electrifying haste coursing through you, the electricity absolutely supercharging your attack, you leap up and you decapitate Ogre Claw, slicing off his head in one clean fell swoop. It almost looks like he's confused for a second, his face frozen as it slides off of his neck and thuds to the ground. Seeing this, these squatlings will all try to run away towards the exit. And they're just gonna try to run. You can kill them if you want to. They are just gonna run away. So you're in the way of the exit. The ones holding the elk are also like scrambling over stuff, trying to not get tripped up on all the calamity and destruction. But they're all just gonna try and run away. Presumably they all run past Mendax and Nigel. If you want to, you can kill them, but it's your call.
To stab at least one of them with my sneaky prick, please.
Okay.
How many can I stab?
You would be able to stab each of them. Any and all, because they're trying to run past you, presumably entering combat and leaving combat with you.
I would love to stab as many of them as tiefling possible.
Whoa.
You can stab all 11 of them if you want to.
I would love to stab all 11.
All right.
Wait, no. Save one for me, Mendax.
I would
Let
love
one
to stab
past.
10 and leave one for Nigel.
Okay. Give me 10 d20s.
Okay.
I would like to feel gross at my comrades killing very small creatures that are just trying to escape.
I got a blood my blade, bro. I got a 12, a 20, a 10, a 4, an 11, a 20, yes, an 8, a 3, and a 2.
Okay, 4 of them are able to run past you.
These little shits. I feel like on the crits, though, maybe that randomly did splash damage.
They did not.
Okay. So I killed 6. I can add 6 to my sneaky prick count.
You can.
Woo! We're up to 10, boys!
What is your alignment?
Oh, fuck. I think I'm chaotic neutral. No, I think I'd become chaotic good from the stuff that I'd done.
She saved the annoying child.
I saved the child.
Jeremy.
I gave money to the guy with the pants who wanted to become a designer.
Did you ever burn down anyone's tavern? I think you only sunk their boats, right?
No, and that was in the first episode that I allegedly sunk a boat.
Didn't you sink someone else's boat later on as well? I feel like there's been more than one boat you sunk.
There
but
been.
I was on a boat that they were slaving the child with, and that boat,
Right.
I did blow that one up a bit.
Nigel, 4 of them make it past. What do you do?
I have a giant lump the size of a goddamn huge tumor on top of my head from the bloody wooden shoes that one of these idiots threw at me. So I'm going to cast Phantasmal Killer on one of them and psychologically torture it.
Whoa!
Just one at random.
So bad now.
Yeah, just one at random. They all look this. I mean, I'm not speciesist, but they do all look the same to me. I can't really distinguish their features, you know.
That is true.
I'm not saying
yeah.
squatlings are any worse than humans
Wow,
or
Nigel.
Kenku or
God.
anything, but
Oh my god.
You do so. Phantasmal Killer, one of your strongest spells.
wisdom saving
roll-
throw of 14.
Yeah, they fail it. Roll your damage.
So he takes 4d10 damage.
That is true.
I don't know if he's going to survive it, but what I'm more interested in is that obviously he's going to be seeing a manifestation of its deepest fears, visible only to that creature.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what does the psychological damage. So that's, was that 4d10? So 7 plus 7, plus 2, that's 16. 16 plus 9 is 25 damage.
Oh yeah, it dies. Quite literally of fright. As its most terrifying fear appears before it, and it takes an insane number of damage. Yeah, quite literally killing this creature of fright. What is your alignment, Nigel?
I think I was neutral or
What
good.
was your alignment,
You were
Nigel?
neutral.
I was
Nigel,
neutral, yeah.
with this act, you feel a sense of power in your ability to subject the weak to your might. You feel almost that sense of pleasure knowing that you're the stronger and better sort of feeling creature compared to what you've killed. Remember that dream you had of all those corpses and that almost nightmare, but you almost you were a little happy at the end of that. Nigel, change your alignment to neutral evil.
Yeah.
And Mendax, chaotic good, but swinging to and fro. Back to chaotic neutral.
Whoa.
No, Auntie Mendax / Mama Mendax. I had to do something to get rid of that tag.
That's fair.
I don't
You
know.
guys do whatever it is you so please.
I would like to untie the elk and give it an apple.
Okay, you do so. The elk gratefully stands up as the binds that it had were very tight, and so it almost bows its head, and you think in appreciation as you saved the final of the elks.
Nice.
Good job. Congratulations. You give it an apple, and it is quite pleased.
But isn't Goblin Claws and the other helpers over there?
There are goblins that are locked up in the cages, yes.
Can we get them
Absolutely.
out, or is there a key somewhere?
It looks like the cages are fairly rudimentary and pretty shackly, shoddily made, I should say. You could probably break it open, you feel.
I would like to try it.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
I will, for good measure, just rage again.
Okay, you rage again.
No one takes away Christmas from Goblin Claws. Strength check. It's +3. 17 plus 3 is 20. 11 plus 3 is 14, so 20.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're able to easily rip these scrap metal bars open and untie Goblin Claws and sort of take the thing away from his mouth. He has a white beard and some slimy, slicked back white hair as well. He's in rags only. And he kind of hunches his back and cracks his neck as he's now free from his binds. And he looks up at you with a crooked nose, kind of almost sneering or scowling a little bit. Goblins never truly look like they're very happy. And he snaps his fingers, and the clothes that the ogre was wearing suddenly appear on him, and he looks much more regal and well-fitted. And he does so one more time. He snaps his fingers, and the goblins in the cage next to him, and the toys, the broken objects, everything else in the cave except for the elk, the ogres, and Youth 4 disappear as well in an instant. No pizzazz, no flash, no zest, just gone.
Whoa. So they're all gone except for the elk and us?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
The ogres' corpses are there.
Whoa.
Can we go ahead and loot the corpses?
You can.
Ooh,
I'd like to
squattling
loot some
loincloths,
corpses.
my favorite.
Oh, and sorry, the big bag that the ogre had is
Yeah, I
gone
want to go
too.
to the bag.
No, it's gone. That's Goblin
Oh.
Claws' bag. But as you turn around, you see neatly on a table are 3 carefully wrapped presents.
He gave us Christmas presents. How do we know
Walking over-
who's a whose?
Walking over to them, you see that they're each addressed, one to each of you. They have a tag on them.
No. I'll go to the one with Carl.
I'll
You go
to
to the one with
Mendex.
Call. Fantastic. Call. You open up your present. Inside is a satchel containing mudfish, one of your favorite delicacies that you've experienced so far in the journey. There's about 3 or 4 of them in there for you to feast on.
Oh, a snack. Excellent.
Mendax.
Mudfish or stonefish?
Stonefish, sorry. My apologies.
Oh.
Stonefish, that's what I meant to say.
I got
I
you,
was like,
fam.
ooh, a new kind of
Thank
fish.
you, thank you, thank you. Yes, 3 stonefish. Mendax, you open up your present. Inside is a small flask of Dwarven whiskey
Yeah.
that you sampled and told Karabad last you were there.
Go. I'm just gonna smell it and then put it in my.
It has a hint of spices and cinnamon.
Oh, it's like mulled dwarven ale. Oh, delicious.
Do I
And
get a wood
Nigel,
carving?
inside your present is not 1 wood carving, but 3.
Oh,
Whoa.
please describe
There's-
them in great detail.
I will not. There are 3 other things in your present as well, Nigel. You have a small flask of oil, presumably for Goop and his joints, and a small wedge of cheese for Ratty.
Aw.
And also in there is a note. You're the only one who gets a note. And all it says, which only you see this at first, is it says, "Be careful," as it sizzles away into dust and sparkles.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Wow. From the guy who got captured by a dumb ogre and a bunch of his squatlings, and he's telling me to be careful? The balls on these guys, seriously.
Well, being
hell?
careful is generally prudent for anyone. I say it's fair
That's
advice.
generic advice. What is he, a walking fortune cookie? Silly goblin
true.
claws.
It is a Christmas card.
Well, I mean, if it was a fortune cookie, they have to end it in bed, right? Be careful.
In bed.
Who knows?
But I do have the three wood carvings, yes?
You do.
Okay. Are they more, so can we describe just a little bit?
I just a wee bit.
I think you know
Nigel,
what's
tell
on.
us what you see. They're yours now.
Go ahead.
They're, unlike with some art, which has a lot of straight edges, these have a few more curves on them.
Oh.
Yes, it's a real true test of the artisanship of whoever made these wood carvings, because it really does feel pretty much like the fantasy medieval equivalent of 4K Ultra HD VR, you know? Really does look like I'm right there. I can feel like I'm in the scene, you know?
What are the scenes?
Oh, there's a lot of characters. They're
It's a
looking
lot of characters.
strong and wow, you know, they look like they have really interesting backstories and backs also. Their backs look interesting too, and below the back that bit as well. I'll have to study them further and I'll report back on the details.
Fair, yeah. It's a bit dark in here anyway. Probably can't really see them.
Yeah, I'll need some time alone with them.
You'll need to inspect them further. Yeah.
Yes.
You 3 have saved the Elks and presumably Christmas itself. The ogres have nothing on them essentially except for rags. They all were using items and throwing them at you from what they found in the cave already. Yeah.
I was
Go
going to
ahead.
say, could we pick up some of the toys that did the toys they threw at us disappear?
So everything of the toys, the tables, everything disappeared when Goblin Claws.
Oh, does the giant welt on my head disappear as well?
No, that stays.
No?
That's there. Nope.
Oh,
I was hoping to
that
take
came
it
from
to
a
the druid.
toy.
Or
Nope.
did it?
That somehow crazy. It just stays. But you three make your way back to the caravan, which has moved forward but has not moved on, and return to the worried Mr. Kringler, who rejoices. Hooray, you saved them! Hooray! Thank you so much. Oh, let's get you back. And he looks at the three elk, and he kind of checks them over, trying to see if there's anything he can do. But overall, your mission, a success. The elk have been saved. Christmas itself has been saved. Good job, Wayfarers. And that is going to do it for this episode. The Christmas special of Wayfarers has come to an end.
Merry Christmas.
Two
Happy
characters
Goblin
became
Master.
more evil, you know, what a
They
good
did.
Christmas story.
An interesting end to the story that I wasn't anticipating, but hey, here we are.
You know,
Um,
this is like when you watch It's a Wonderful Life and you go, oh, Mr. Gower deserved to be punched in the dick, but you never see him get punched in the dick. We punched Mr. Gower in the dick tonight.
for sure.
And then you took alignment
For
damage.
Christmas. For
And then you took some alignment damage. That's true. For Christmas.
Worth it.
Fair enough. Alignments can change. You know, you can go back to good. It just depends on the actions that your characters take. I just use whatever you guys give me. Before we head out, I'll once again plug that we're starting up a new D&D campaign in January. We'll be joined by Neuro and Ash, Chicken Man, and my cousin Hellscream in a new D&D campaign taking place on my channel. Mr. Pig will be guest appearing whenever he can make it, but this man's busy schedule keeping him from all the fun. But that's going to
Well,
be
you
it for
know.
this episode of Wayfarers.
Ultimate freedom, being able to pop in and ruin your stories
true.
absolutely chaotically once in a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
Please have a
Absolutely.
Nigel crossover, like Nigel gets lost in Wayfarers at some point.
The
and he winds up-
multi-dimensional Wayfarers.
And remember,
Yeah.
if someone is
Oh my
coming
God,
at
it's the
you,
Apopverse.
if anyone is coming at you with evil intent, don't forget to use Wizard Shield as a reaction.
Should use Wizard Shield. It's a
That's
good
true. You can
We'll
pop it
see you
even after
guys-
you know they've landed their hit roll. You don't even have to pop it before.
One. You
Good spell.
don't.
Only
You don't.
idiots would forget to use it.
That's okay. You survived. That's what matters. I'm really glad I had Ribbons start be in your guys' campaign, so that's good.
Thanks, Ribbons.
Fantastic. Well, we will see you all in the new year. Have a safe holiday. Have a safe new year as well. Don't do anything that Ash wouldn't do. And stay safe,
Very-
everybody.
We'll see you on the next episode of Wayfarers.